Hello. Hello everybody. What? I'm already getting flack. Yeesh. Crazy. We're working on Josiah's audio. He's having some audio issues. We're trying to get that set up. Um, but we are just chilling here. What? No, Amber, that's my joke. Don't steal my joke. How is everybody doing on this fine Sunday? Yeah, you guys had a lot of injuries, so it's not. $5.30. I'm supposed to TP to. Uh, that's gonna be fun. That is going to be so much fun.
Hello?
Hello?
Something beeped at me.
So in case you haven't been able to tell what the problem is, we can hear him, he can't hear me. This is the majority of the issue here. I'll mute him for you guys. Yeah, because obviously you guys can hear him coming through. He just can't hear me. Yeah, trying to get him audio so that he can hear us, or hear me. But it's a process, so 5:30. Yeah, my guess would be Ravens. Well, Ravens Bills, but it could also be. Depends on, I think, how tomorrow night's game goes. Because if the Commanders, or if the Buccaneers win and the Vikings win tomorrow, I think Vikings Lions could also be. Oh. Mm. If it's Vikings Lions, I could see them playing at 5:30. Oh. Hello? I don't think you can hear me still. Hmm. Might be what we have to do. We see. You can stream it on Discord. It do be awkward. I mean, we're mostly just waiting for the game. He's trying to figure out audio because he can't hear me. He's having audio issues. So. Once he gets that figured out. Oh, as I turned, well, he's just working stuff out, so I turned off his audio while he's working stuff out. What? He's not. Is your input here? I'll turn it. Make sure your input's also through the microphone. No, you can hear me. Is your input through your headphones or the microphone? I might have changed your input. Much better. There we go. See? He's here.
The struggles of technology.
It's a great time. Great time.
So how's the game going? I haven't seen anything yet.
The game hasn't started.
Oh, really?
No, it's not started.
Well, at least I didn't miss anything then.
Yeah.
What have they been doing since then?
They are doing the show. So the game actually supposed to start at 7:15. I don't know why it's been saying 7 everywhere, because it starts at 7:15.
Well, at least we figured it out now. So the reason why, well, for those who are very curious, the reason why I can't have another camera facing me is because apparently I do not have an HDMI port that is an output setting. So you get to deal with my terrible camera quality on my computer, so whatever.
I don't know. Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that it's just a bunch of weird stuff going on.
I was talking to Fanboy. But...
Oh. I'm still setting up a couple things. So.
Yeah, I get you. How do we feel about our scoreboard? New one for the playoffs.
Is it? Is it between you and I, Will? I think. What was it? We had. Did you choose the Chargers correctly?
No, we have I think the same. We had the same picks for the entire round.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Thank you, Amber. I'm glad somebody likes it.
What's clean?
The new scoreboard and stuff.
Oh,
The layout
yes,
and
I see
scoreboard.
that. Yep. Will's been working on that kind of stuff, so that's all him. That is all him.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad people like it. Glad people like it. All right. All right, we're getting ready for kickoff. I'm gonna put this away because, yeah. All right. So, Buccaneers holding the 3 seed. Get a home game for the second year in a row in the divisional round, or wildcard round, as we have kickoff and a touchback. I see nothing has changed. So, Buccaneers.
I will probably be. What did I say? I might be 10 seconds ahead or so.
10 seconds ahead. Oh
yeah,
boy.
probably.
Let's see, yeah, Buccaneers
the first down.
No, I haven't even gotten the first play. Baker needs to bake, please. All right, we got Baker under center. We've got a man in motion, and he's gonna fake the handoff to Irving, roll right, and he's gonna fire to an open Mike Evans for a first down, completion of about 12 yards, and I'll move the sticks on the first play.
It will indeed. What is it? Buccaneers have been getting hot at the right time, especially going into the playoffs. Mike Evans obviously having another 1,000-yard receiving season. Good for him. He's doing really well. I don't know how many injuries the Buccaneers have, but they've been doing really well regarding that.
So we got handoff on
Miss Godwin.
The next play, and that's going to go nowhere for Irving. Blown up in the backfield, that's Wagner. Bobby Wagner.
Mm-hmm. Bobby Wagner.
Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a huge maybe, but yeah.
So, yeah. If you want to try, I don't know if you want to try and like sync it up with mine. I don't know how far ahead you are.
Yeah, I might have to like restart watching it or something, but
Or like pause it for like a few seconds. But Baker was dropping back on second down. He steps up. He's gonna run for it and go down after about 2 yards. So that's gonna bring up 3rd and 8. Buccaneers really relying on their offense this year. For most of it, their defense has not been fantastic, but their offense has been very good. Baker and Mike Evans have been very good. Bucky Irving has really come into his own. But, I mean, you mentioned Buccaneers being hot at the right time, but we also have the Commanders who've been hot at the right time. It's on 3rd down. They're bringing some pressure, and he's going to have a completion to Mike Evans, and he's up and across the up to the 35. And I'll bring up a new set of downs for the Buccaneers as they keep it moving. But, yeah, the Commanders also been a team that's been hot at the right time, winning their last 5 games of the season.
They've been doing really well.
So they've come in with a pretty strong winning streak and just been playing some good football. But Buccaneers are here moving the ball pretty early. I mean, Mike Evans has been kind of moving and grooving his way down the field. As we're going to have another handoff to Irving, and he's going to get about 3 yards and bring up second down. Yeah. Had a little bit of room, but could not break the tackle.
Those who are listening, I apologize for my tardiness again. Things just came up, and it just happens. I was really trying to get here as soon as possible, but
So we got
life happens.
Baker. Oh, Baker fires, and it's through the
Oh.
hands of is that McMillan? Jalen
That's
McMillan.
yeah.
Goes through his hands, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7. He's the rookie out of Washington. He's been pretty good, especially stepping up in Chris Godwin's absence after his injury earlier this year.
Yep.
So he's been pretty reliable. Not seen him drop too many passes.
Yeah, he's tied for second touchdowns amongst rookies. So
3rd and 7. Baker's going to drop back. Step fires right and into traffic and batted away. That would be Sainer still on the pass breakup. I believe that was, again, attempted for McMillan. So that will bring out the field goal unit for Tampa Bay, as they drove down the field but could not come away with a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was great effort for that entire drive up until like the last couple plays, but just things happen. What is it, a 50-yarder? We're going to attempt for the Buccaneers.
Field goal is up and good, but there's a flag down, so we'll see what the laundry is. But
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike Evans was pretty much the only one really getting him down the field at all. So they might get the Commanders for leverage.
Or offsides. Yep.
Offsides.
Yeah. Offsides. I mean, that's what happens when he kind of jumped a little bit, but
They're going to decline and accept the field goal. So
interesting.
Buccaneers go up first. Ooh. Buccaneers are on the board first.
And then we go to commercial break.
Let's get these actually the right size. There we go. Fixing the scoreboard a little bit. Using a new font, so things are a little finicky. Yeah, I don't know why my broadcast is always so far behind. It was this way last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I might just have. I'm definitely a little bit behind in some like audio, but other than that, I see things at least 15 seconds earlier. I don't know if it's just delay from your end to my end, and then I'm finally seeing it live or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you're ahead of me, so it would actually probably be that you're.
Yeah,
No, a little bit. It might be like a 10-second delay, but again, I think my broadcast is just behind. Obviously, there's a little bit of latency, but I think some of it is also mine is just slow, and I don't know why. But make sure that this is good. Put that about there.
So how are we all doing? Oh.
Things with the. I clicked off the thing. I don't know if that messed with anything. All right, but yeah, like mentioned, the Commanders coming in on a 5-game win streak. As far as teams coming in hot, that's a pretty good example of it. They've been not blowing teams out. I mean, I think, 4 of the last 5 wins, I think, were one score or last minute or overtime wins. 4 of the last wins.
Yep.
So, or 4 of the last 5. So, just an interesting stat. We'll see if they can keep it close. There's a lot of people who think that this might be a shootout. curious
There
because
is a possibility for that.
we
There's a great
haven't
possibility for that, actually.
we haven't really gotten any shootouts. Not many shootouts, at least. As they're gonna return this out across the 30 up to the 34 yard line, and out is gonna come Jaden Daniels
Mm-hmm.
for the first possession of the game for the Commanders.
We already saw Bo Nix earlier today, the other rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
he didn't
do horrible.
He didn't do bad. I mean, he felt under pressure a lot. It also looked like at some point during the game that he was the only one who was motivated to actually playing the game. I did see a little bit of that. As we have 1st and 10.
Oh, Daniels is dancing, and he's just going to throw away on first down. So, got some pressure from that front line of Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll bring up 2nd down. Daniels again, like you mentioned, the other rookie. Typically, rookies don't tend to do super well in the playoffs, but you are looking at the two that were the more experienced rookies.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Daniels on 2nd and 10. He's just going to hand off, and he's going to get about 4 yards as he gets stood up by a convoy of Buccaneers after about 4 yards. It's Brian Robinson on the carry. So we got a 3rd and 6. Commanders trying to avoid a 3-and-out on their first drive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just saw the play ahead. You're going to like it. I'm trying to line up my time with yours.
All right. Well, after this, if the clock's running, I'll do a counter, and we can see if you can try and sync up with me. As we got Daniels dropping back, and he's just going to throw it up for, I'm guessing, Scary Terry, and he comes down with it. What a throw and catch from Daniels to McLaurin.
Strikes.
That's with with man in his face. Completed down in... it probably does. Into Buccaneers territory around the 30-yard line. That's something Jaden Daniels has done very well, is being able to throw accurate deep balls with pressure in his face, and that's just like a perfect throw. We're down to 955, 954, 953, 952, and Daniels is gonna keep it, and he's gonna barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just barely.
That'll bring up 2nd down, but
it's. I like what's going on so far. I mean, I didn't think the Buccaneers were going to be shooting guns blazing right away, except maybe Mike Evans. And then Daniels looks to be charging down the field with his team, and Scary Terry with a great catch really put them in a great position. So as we can enter 2nd and 10, looks like we got.
He's rolling right. Back. He's running, and he's just gonna take off and get about 8.
Yeah, good 8. Yeah.
So I'll bring up 3rd and short, which should be that gave protect the president.
Protect the president. Yeah, it kind of did. He's like, go, block for me.
Yeah. So they got 3rd and short. We'll see if they can keep it moving. But again, some people thought this might be a shootout with how high-powered the Washington offense has been, plus the Buccaneers' high-powered offense and Buccaneers defense. I mean, it absolutely could be. With Daniels alone in shotgun, see what they do. He's going to drop back, and he's going to run left, and he's going to try and beat his man to the corner, and he does not, just getting pushed out at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see a Commanders field goal and tie this bad boy up.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are, Buccaneers have been here before. But Commanders, first time back in a while.
They keep the offense out here. So they're going for it on 4th and 2 from the 20. Daniel's alone in shotgun again. He's going to drop back and fire underneath, and that's just going to be off the mark. That's incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Commanders. I mean, I feel like we heard it a lot last year, but I feel like the Commanders are kind of that team in the playoffs. The Commanders and the Broncos, I feel like, are the teams in the playoff this year that are playing with, like, house money.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they
Broncos
definitely are.
Well, they have a lot of... They were, the team with the most dead cap.
Yes.
Which is... I think the team... The team with the most dead cap, I don't think has ever made it to the playoffs, so that was an impressive feat for them. But the Commanders, again, they're a young and new team, a lot of new stuff there, and you're kind of just sitting here going, you just feel good about this. So don't be surprised if you see them kind of play a little bit more aggressively, just because it's you're exceeding expectations. I feel like this is far beyond what you expected. Super Bowl would be great, but it's just kind of go all in for it, kind of play the aggressive side. But they're, again, playing with house money, a term that was used a lot last year, not as much this year, but they're in a good spot, and they're also just, I think, a fun team to watch. They're one of the teams I enjoy and am pulling for in the NFC. There's a lot of teams I'm pulling for in the NFC.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to be disappointed by anyone really making it in the NFC.
Yeah. What is it? I should have expected how the first round would have went. So far in the AFC, it's been the top 4 seeds. So
top 4 seeds will be in the division round.
I mean, the only thing that surprised me was the Chargers. I thought the Chargers were going to pull it that way, but unfortunately not.
Herbert did not play well.
What was 4 interceptions that game? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was not good.
No, it sucks because I like Herbert. I want him to do well, but he just too far under pressure and just kind of gave up.
That team they don't have the good experience of playoffs. They worked through a lot throughout the season and they melted together well, but they're not a super experienced playoff team, and definitely not a well-coached, or had not been a well-coached playoff team, as the Buccaneers take over from their own 20, and they're going to hand off to Bucky Irving for 4 or 5. He keeps getting pushed. Let's see where they spot him.
5-6 yards.
I mean, he was stopped after 3, and he just kept on trucking through. So that makes it a second and much more manageable than where he was first stopped.
Yeah, we got Marshawn Lattimore back in this.
Yes, we do. That's been the key talking point from this one, as we got another handoff to Bucky Irving, and he's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more. Oh, dear. Throwing some bodies around.
They could not stop it.
Yeah. Bucky Irving kind of just...
He's taken over, and I like that because he's been doing really well. Great rookie. It also helps that they've been needing more talent, especially on the ground and in the air. So he's been a good backup to a lot of things. So I'm glad he's getting some good playing time.
We're gonna have Irving and Rachaad White in the backfield. It's gonna fake it to Irving and fire deep left, and that's gonna be McMillan, completed for another first down, and Buccaneers are rolling down the field now. But yeah, one of my gripes with the Buccaneers last year was their lack of a true running back. Rachaad White is a good receiving back, but he doesn't provide enough in the run game. And that's why I've loved the addition of Bucky Irving. He's come in and he's played a really solid role. And even though he's not like a super big back at all, he does run with some power. Not like extreme power, but he can push a pile a little bit. As we're gonna have another handoff, and this one's like even there, he didn't get any yards, no gain of 0, but did not go down easily. So
the Buccaneers have been needing that, so it was a good addition to that roster. What was it? I'm curious to see how they
stop.
What?
She's probably pulling cards or something. I don't know. Doing something at random and wants to be told when to stop. I don't know. As we got 2nd and 10, and the Buccaneers are going to hand off again to Irving, and he's going to get a yard as he's tripped up. So they'll bring up 3rd and 9. So we're already under 5 minutes left in the first.
Totally not picking a Pokemon pack. Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
All right, 3rd and 8. Be sure to watch out for Mike Evans here. He's going to be towards the top of the screen. Mayfield's going to drop back, and he's going to step up, try and run, and he's going to get taken down, but he powers ahead instead of taking a sack. Manages to still get 2 yards, but fortunately it's just not going to be enough. That's Armstrong on the technically tackle.
Yes.
Looked like it was going to be a sack, but how Baker Mayfield can push through 4 yards with a D lineman and a linebacker on him by himself is...
It's very impressive.
That's why we love Baker.
We love the enthusiasm he has.
So, Buccaneers will punt, and it is away. And it's going to be fair caught around the 8-yard line. So, let's see. Just making sure everything's running well. So, how many games did you manage to catch today?
Let's see here. I was able to catch... What is it? I saw the Bills and Broncos today. I did get to see like maybe the first half of the Eagles and Packers game. That was basically about it, though. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough to feel a bit better about what I've been seeing, especially with who I'm trying to figure out who could actually win the Super Bowl this year. Yesterday, I didn't watch any football, but I did check up on the scores, specifically both college and NFL. So I've been trying to keep up with that kind of stuff. So, but alas, unfortunately, we have an OSU Notre Dame championship, and I'm not all that thrilled.
I don't even want to talk about that. It's so gross. I would have preferred Texas Notre Dame.
Me too. I would have preferred that any day.
Or like literally anyone but really anyone but these two.
The top 4 or the last 4 teams? I did not want them in the championship. I was okay with Penn State, but everyone else I was not okay with.
Yeah.
So I knew for a fact that it was going to be at least one of my least favorite teams against most likely another least favorite team. So I don't know. That's just how the world works. So can't fight that. So
This is why we just be glad that we got some decent Nebraska football. As we got first to 10 for Jaden Daniels, and he's gonna dump it off, and he's got to break a couple tackles. That's McLaurin, and he's gonna get across the line of scrimmage. He's gonna get 2 yards, I think that was. So I'll bring up second down. Didn't get not too much there.
2nd and 8. Yeah, 2nd and 8 for that. But was it Dan Quinn has been doing pretty well with his Commanders team. Been very impressed with that.
Second, as we got 2nd and 8 from the 10, Daniels is going to dump it off, and he's going to get about 2 more on a short completion. That was Robinson on the reception, and longtime Buccaneer Levante David on the tackle. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Not really. Kind of looking at short passes. It's been short pass so far. So you're looking probably for a completion to the sticks in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got pressure, and he's rolling right, and he's going to throw on the run, and he's got a completion up past the 20. I believe that's to Ertz.
Ertz, yep. So
That'll bring up the first down. So they keep it rolling.
Good addition to that tight end role. Zach Ertz has always been reliable. Sure, he had kind of a couple down years, but he's kind of bounced back a little bit, so it's good to see him still doing pretty decently. I was going to say, this offense with Cliff Kingsbury under offensive coordinator, this has been fun to watch, especially seeing how Jaden Daniels has been able to flourish both in the run and the passing game. So I like to see the difference.
1st and 10. Oh, quick completion up to Terry McLaurin. He's going to be past the first down marker and close-ish to midfield. That's just that's a simple RPO to a slant.
Yep. You got a quick break there, and then just quick pass out, and just gets the job done. Yeah, you don't have to do anything crazy, especially with this Commander's offense. Even just the quick bursts of check downs or stuff like that, you could still get a lot, especially with how efficient this offense has been most of the season. So
absolutely, they just got to keep it moving. So, and they have been, so they're going to hand it off here and get about 4 yards and set it up for a 2nd and medium. Set them up pretty solidly. Medium. 2nd and 6. Yeah. But yeah, Commanders, they do have a lot of firepower with this offense. It's just they've had sometimes issues with consistency, but
now look at that. NFL ranked the 2nd fewest points allowed.
It's gonna dump off again. This looks like it's to, I believe that's McCaffrey. No, that's like McNichols.
Oh no, it's not.
No, not even McNichols. Austin Eckler. I forgot he was back from injury.
Yeah, McCaffrey's number 17. I've been seeing him here and there. So
not
he's
17.
Been around,
McLaurin is 17.
Not 17. He has a 1 in front of his number.
Yeah, I forget what number.
I've been seeing McCaffrey here and there, so he's been hovering. He hasn't done a whole lot though, at least that I've seen.
He's more used as like a gadget player. I'm surprised they haven't used him to throw the ball. I know that's not really what he like. He's a receiver, but he has experience throwing the ball. I mean, as we would know, he has experience passing the ball. So like as a trick play, I'm surprised we haven't seen anything with it. But
Yeah, I mean, they probably would be able to utilize that at some point. I mean, they're still trying to get comfortable with their whole team in general because that was a bunch of people getting traded to the Commanders. A lot of people thought the Commanders weren't going to do well this year because it was just kind of a rebuild year, especially with a new head coach, offensive coordinator, and everything else. So people weren't very optimistic. So I understand. But look how it's turned out. You're in the postseason. You're competing for a spot in the divisional round. We'll kind of see what they kind of get put in, but be very interesting to see what occurs. But yeah, is there anything from the games earlier today or whenever that you've wanted to kind of talk about?
I mean, there was the Bills Broncos game that actually was pretty close at halftime. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Broncos offense really didn't do anything except for that first drive. They did have a drive at the end of the first half where they drove down the field and had a chance to make it a 3-point game with a missed field goal, though. They just weren't able to come away with stuff. And again, second half, weren't able to get anything going.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
Yep.
kind of disappointing. And then the defense let up a lot more in the second half because that game went from 13-7 to what was it, 31-7.
Yeah, and it was 31 unanswered points.
Yeah.
There was no offense for the Broncos, and that's what you kind of get. I mean, it was bound to happen. It was about to sneak up on them. Broncos hadn't beaten anybody good really this season. I think they had one good game against a good opponent. But other than that, it's been kind of wishy-washy for them.
Yeah, but I think the thing to look at is, and it's the same with the Chargers, who also had a disappointing performance, is that the team is young and relatively newly put together. So we got Daniels rolling out right on first down, completing to Robinson and getting up to about the 32-yard line. But yeah, both teams are relatively new, and they both are just, I think, happy to have the coaches they have, the quarterbacks they have, and to be in the playoffs. Like, to have
Mm-hmm.
put that together. Now they can come out of this year feeling good and put in some more talent to the roster. So we got another give to Robinson, and he's gonna get 4 or 5 more yards.
Yeah, I agree. A good tempo on both sides. I mean, both offenses and defenses on both teams have been pretty impressive so far. None of them have been really letting up huge plays, except maybe McLaurin's big play earlier in this quarter. Other than that, it's been pretty evenly stacked. There hasn't been much of a fold quite yet.
And now that he says that, we're gonna
Yeah.
have a completion. We're gonna have a passing touchdown from Jaden Daniels. Watch it happen. Jaden Daniels alone in shotgun. He's gonna drop back, looks, and he's just gonna
Ooh.
dump it off, and he's gonna get a completion of about 2 more yards. I'll bring up third down. That was to
Wow.
Robinson. So much
Hmm.
for a touchdown throw. I tried to manifest
You
it.
were
I
really
tried.
you're really hoping for that, huh?
I tried to manifest it. They've been doing a
Uh,
lot of dink and dunks, which I mean it sets up, it kind of can lull them to sleep, but at some point you think that they might take a shot. I don't think probably here, as they're gonna go off tackle with Jaden
oh,
Daniels, and he's gonna take a hit at the end of that one.
yeah, he got rocked out of bounds.
So that's gonna bring
Uh,
up fourth and
he,
short, and might go for it again here like they did last time. I mean,
yeah,
we'll have to see what they do, but I mean, set up pretty well, but he was met, didn't have enough on the edge, and he just goes
great
flying.
hit. Yeah, McClellan, great
McCollum.
hit out of bounds. Also
So
very clean hit too. So,
it was a clean hit. As we love Commanders. Oh, we got a timeout out from the Buccaneers. Commanders lining up to go for it. We'll see if they
yeah.
change their mind. But they brought the offense out. Tough to say if it
They were ready.
was tough to say if it was to try and call them off or actually go for it, but
Yeah. But yeah. Um, I'd say takeaways from today. Bills, once they finally find their tempo, they just cannot be stopped, especially Josh Allen. What is it? James Cook had a day. I was very impressed with his performance. What else? Yeah, I was checking the score and everything, and Eagles and Packers game was not very high scoring, especially starting at the second half.
No, it was a largely
It was
defensive
very
game.
low scoring. Yeah, it
So
was a good show from what I've heard, but
we got 4th and 1, and they're gonna go for it, and they're gonna hand it off. Oh dear, that was right at the marker. He gets brought down after a yard, and it looks like they're spotting him for just enough.
yeah,
That was, I believe, Eckler on the carry.
yeah, Eckler number 30.
And
Sorry, Amber, for your loss today. Unfortunate.
I mean, and she mentioned it. She mentioned it earlier in the chat. There was a decent amount of injuries in that game, and that really, really hurt them. But
Yeah,
we got,
especially missing Christian Watson.
yeah. So on 1st down, Daniels is gonna keep it, and he's gonna run. He's got some room dancing and getting about 8 yards, and they're in the red zone now, up to the 14. Looks like maybe 15-yard line.
15. About the 15, yeah. So, looks like we might get our first touchdown of the game, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see what they do here. I see. The thing is that when it comes to the playoffs, I do appreciate, like, depending on how it goes, low scoring games, because it shows that there's a balance between both teams.
Mm-hmm.
And both sides of the ball.
Ooh, fires quick out to McLaurin on
Yeah.
2nd and 3, and that goes incomplete.
A little bit of misfire there. Hey Baker. So that kind of sets up 3rd and 3. So we'll see what the Commanders will do on 3rd down.
Yes, 3rd and 3.
Eckler's on the sideline.
They have Eckler out, Robinson in, and that's been one of their key pieces of the offense for the Commanders, has been the ability to have a strong run game. And so Robinson now in, and it looks like we're going to get another timeout. This one from the Commanders. Oh, I forgot to take this one off.
Yeah. Amber, just knowing how the world works and how it's going to go, Casey will probably be in the Super Bowl.
No.
Only God knows.
No. I refuse. It won't happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, we'll see. I mean, just kind of have to see how things play out, because whoever the Chiefs play, they'll have to play the victor from the Ravens and Bills game.
Chiefs play this, so yeah, Chiefs play the Texans.
Low-key hoping for Commanders or Lions to make it to the Super Bowl, or for the NFC. Anyone but the Chiefs. I was hoping for a Bills-Lions Super Bowl. I think that would feed generations.
I would take Bills or Ravens. So
yeah.
Daniels drops back. He fires incomplete. That's going to be a 1st down, 1st and goal. That is to... Oh, who was that?
I don't know. I didn't catch who it was.
Well, I don't know. That'll be a 1st down from the 8, and they're going to hand off to Robinson, and he's not going to get anything. No room whatsoever to work, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
So a couple more tries. But yeah, I mean, there's a few teams I wouldn't mind going to the Super Bowl, especially with like Vikings. I wouldn't mind them going to the Super Bowl. I also wouldn't mind like Texans. I mean, I don't think they're going to go, but if they do make it somehow.
All right. Go. We got Daniels with a man in motion is going to keep it or running a little triple option, and he's dancing, and he's got nothing, and he's going to lose 2 yards. That was
Yep.
covered very well. And
No wiggle room. No room for error there.
did
So
you
they were
happen to see who that was on the wrap up?
I did. It looks like number 27, so McLaurin again.
McCollum, but
That was the wrap-up.
also
McCollum.
where is
McCollum.
he?
And Nelson,
Nelson?
number 98. Yep.
I
Let's see
believe
here.
that is, if I'm not mistaken, Garrett Nelson?
I think it might be Garrett Nelson.
As Commander Daniels drops back, fires wide open in the end zone. That's a touchdown. I believe that's De'Ami Brown, but we have Laundry.
As Tom Grassi Skits would say, flag.
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 Wildflower shenanigans. As they're talking.
Where's Wildfire? Wildflower. Where is that guy? Where is he?
They're discussing, trying to see what is going on. They're talking to Quinn, so it might be a defensive penalty.
Slap the helmet a little bit.
No, I think it's going to be a late hit or roughing the passer.
Was it a late hit?
He goes low at his.
Because he goes for the leg. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are we enforced on the point after attempt? I believe. So that's a touchdown for the Commanders.
Yes. They can elect to go. I'm assuming it affects the field position for
the PAT, yeah, but
the PAT.
It looks like they're still gonna go for the extra point here, as Daniels is on the sideline.
Might as well.
Or did they enforce it on the? That looks like a normal kick, though.
Yeah, it might be on the kickoff then, because I thought they could do either or.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight through. Straight through. Now we got a 7-3 score.
Yep. We do have a 7-3 score. And there's your 7-3.
All right. But yeah, so Commanders take the lead for the first time, and we have ourselves our first touchdown.
Oh, should we in the second quarter?
Yeah, we are in the second quarter.
I didn't even notice.
I forgot to tell you about that.
I just didn't even notice we switched quarters.
Yeah, it's been that fast. This game's been moving at a pretty fast pace, I'm not gonna lie. Although it doesn't feel like it, it's been moving pretty fast. But yeah, Will slacking. Yeah, just a little bit.
Watch it, Amber. You're on thin ice.
Is that a threat now?
I have comments that I'm refraining from.
I would hope you would.
Well, if
maybe don't say it on live stream.
Or if I find a window. No window for you.
No window?
No window.
I'm confused.
Yeah, we'll keep it that way. No window for you, though.
Okay.
But yeah, just got to be careful because her team lost, so I can throw that in their face if she pushes it.
Pushes it too far, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Suffering truly. Yeah, I mean, I knew the Packers weren't gonna get any far, especially with those injuries. Watson not being in the game kind of enforced that. It was close at halftime. It looked pretty promising for a bit, but the Eagles pulled away and didn't look like it was going to be any sort of contest. You were going up against probably one of the best rosters in the NFL. No doubt about it. So, It was kind of hard.
Yeah,
Kinda
it was just tough because I mean they started behind. I mean first play, like opening kickoff, you fumble the ball, and so Eagles get out to an early lead. They played from behind pretty much the whole time, and the injuries suffered were just a lot to overcome. You had Eldon Jenkins go out for the game. You lost Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed in that game.
mm-hmm.
Was it Quay Walker? I think was the one who
Quay
was injured
Walker.
later, and
Yep.
I forget who. You had another lineman go down late in the game, but it was again battling from behind with suffering several injuries. It just made it very tough, and Jordan Love also did not have a great game.
No. My
Your
poor
poor boy.
boys.
So
Yeah, I
first
mean, injuries
and
suck.
for Baker and the Buccaneers, he's rolling right, and he's just gonna keep it and go out of bounds. Loses maybe like half a yard. So I'll bring up second down for the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah.
So I think I forget which game it was showing Baker and some of his toughness. Oh, and we got second and 8. I didn't know they were going. And he's got almost a completion to Mike Evans. And more laundry.
There's a flag on the field. 'Twas big sad. Soul 6. Are you a Packers fan as well?
Packers and Commanders. Saquon was classy.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
do
classy
appreciate
guy.
some good classy. Yeah. It brings a little bit more class to Philadelphia.
We got a chop block on the Buccaneers, so that's going to back him up some more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just can't do that. So they're gonna back up to second and 24.
Jeez.
So they got a ways to go now. Baker from shotgun. He's gonna look.
Ooh.
He's gonna dump off to Bucky Irving, who's got 2 yards, but we got another one.
It's on offense. Too.
They're gonna be going even further back.
Holding, probably.
I believe it was a holding.
Yep, holding.
Holding is
offense.
called.
I'm assuming on the lineman. It's declined though, so they'll go further down.
They'll take the third and long over the second and even longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if anybody can make a big play, I think Baker Mayfield can give that opportunity to any of his receivers or running back. So,
and that's called on Ben Bredesen.
mm-hmm.
I know that man.
Do you know?
Yeah, I actually do. As Baker's going to drop back on 3rd and 22, he's going to roll left, and he's going to dump off again, and he's going to get about 10 of those yards, maybe 12, to Rashad White, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So out comes the punting unit for Tampa Bay.
Woo.
Woo,
I
indeed.
mean, not woo for Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans, but
woo for Commanders fans.
Yeah.
Love Baker starting a fight and then just walking away after the scuffle breaks out. He's like, nah. So,
nah, I'm good.
I'd rather not. So, Buccaneers are punting, and it is away.
All the way. Oh.
And we got a return around the 15. He's got some room dancing past the 20 up to the 25, splitting some defenders up to the 31-yard line.
Yep.
And so a solid return.
Yep. Commanders will doing pretty decently on special teams, I've seen.
I have indeed.
A couple good returns, and they've kind of set them up. for success. And as we go to commercial break, let's see here.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I know Ben Bredesen.
Really no.
I'm familiar. So, yes, I went to school when I used to live in Wisconsin. And when I lived in Wisconsin, I went to school with his younger brother and attended
Oh.
he was like led a summer basketball camp. So I got to meet him there and was familiar with him. But yeah, I met him, knew him a little bit, know his brother more, who also is at Michigan. They both went to Michigan.
Nice.
They actually went to Michigan. Ben went to Michigan, I think right when Harbaugh got there. And he actually was cool. He was actually around the area to when he was recruiting Ben. So
That's pretty cool.
he's like my token guy that I'm like, I know him.
You know him?
I knew him.
Knew of him. Yeah.
Knew
I don't have any connections to any current football players. I think the only picture I could say would be Kenny Bell. I got a picture with him in Tampa Bay last year, or December 2023. So it's good experience there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. But
game is going. Well,
yeah,
it's going.
It's going. Yeah, I don't. What is it? So there's fewer games to talk about, so I'm just trying to think of things to discuss, really. And I didn't get to see half of them because I've been busy for a while. But
I mean, we can address the elephant in the room, or we could just talk some of the matchups. Winner.
True.
I mean, this game is gonna be the one that determines seeding, as the Eagles won. So if the Commanders win, they'll play the Lions. But if the Buccaneers win, then they'll play the Eagles. As the 4 and 5 is determined based off this game. As we got a quick completion out left, it is to McLaurin again. It's going to be, 8 yards? 9 yards on the completion.
Oh. So Daniels had a little bit of blood on his cheek, looks like. A little bit of scratch.
He's got a little cut on his face.
Must have been some pretty heavy contact. I don't know when that would happen, though.
I don't know either, but they'll say it was a 7-yard completion. It's a 2nd and 3. They're going to hand off, and that's going to get nothing. Probably even loses a yard. That's Austin Eckler on the carry. They'll bring up 3rd down.
Third down.
3. I will say, because I mentioned that I don't particularly care too much who makes it in the NFC. Like, it's hard to complain about any team. I am pulling for the Commanders. I really like what they've done, and so I'd love to see them get somewhere. But also, again, they don't need to, just because of how new that team is and how much time they have.
I think the biggest accomplishment this season has been making it to the playoffs.
And just how well Jaden Daniels has done, who is just completed to Austin Eckler for a 1st down. So that moves the sticks. But
Eckler's getting some snaps.
He is. I mean, he was good when he was there. He just was injured for a bit. They actually had him out as a wideout, as we got a handoff to McNick. No, Daniels keeps it and fools. Not just fooled me and the cameraman and some Buccaneers players too. He gets a few, so I bring up a 2nd manageable for them. So now we got Eckler and
Eckler's in the backfield with Daniels.
All right, setting up. Now we got Daniels faking the handoff. He's going to roll right. He's going to scramble, and he's going to pick up the first down. Buccaneers making sure that even if Daniels runs and even if he's going out of bounds, they're making sure to make contact on him. So trying to make it known that he doesn't get to, that nothing is free, maybe. Putting a little concern there. They've been hitting him. They've been landing shots. But Daniels has been tough. He's going to drop back. He's going to step up and he's going to run for 6.
About 6 yards, yeah.
It's going to get
closer and closer.
He's just he's been so impressive.
I've been impressed with how the rookies have done this year. I thought this was going to be, I wouldn't say a down year for rookies, but I wasn't quite sure how this was going to work because, I mean, reflecting on the last season, I mean, you saw the Broncos mess. The Commanders were a mess in general. Patriots just haven't been good. Just a lot of rookie quarterbacks that have stepped up to the plate. So,
handoff to McNichols gets half a yard, maybe, if that.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, like there's all these teams that got new quarterbacks and new stuff in the off season, and it was hard to say what would look good, what would look bad, and there was a lot of doubt for both the Commanders and the Broncos, as I do really feel like they are the same team on each side of the conference or each side of the league. So we got 3rd and 4. Daniels drops back. He's looking. He's got pressure. He's going to escape for a little bit. Tries to stay up, and they're going to call him down. That's going to be a sack, but we got Laundry.
We got a field.
Oh dear. No. I have dogs now. Hello.
You're the... Oh my goodness. Puppy.
All right, Laundry. We're going to have holding on the defense. So that's going to keep the Commanders alive and moving.
So McCollum with a hold. Looks like it to be... Let's see here. Yep, just a little bit of a hold there on McLaurin.
Puppers indeed. Puppers indeed.
We love dogs. What the dog doing?
We do love dogs.
Indeed. But yeah, it sucks because it kind of erases David's sack. So,
it does. Yeah. But we got a new set of downs for the Commanders, and they're gonna run to Robinson, like you mentioned.
Yeah. I might be a couple seconds ahead, but that's okay. But yeah. It's not David, by the way. Number 0 for Buccaneers. That's my apologies.
Yeah. It's Yaya Diaby. I believe Diaby, it's 0.
Yeah.
Commanders dominating time of possession. That's for sure.
They're just wasting time at this point.
Well, Daniels drops back on 2nd and 6, and he's got a little dump off that's going to go nowhere.
Throws it away. Yeah, just throws it away.
Just an incompletion.
Pressure was just coming. The light collapsed a little bit, and there was nowhere for him to go, so he just had to dump that off real fast. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Got a lot of pressure through. They brought only 5. They brought 5 guys, but they, I guess, just did not handle the rush very well. So now they're looking at showing pressure. They're showing a lot of pressure. Showing blitz, and they back out of it. Daniels looking. He's going to fire deep. We got an end zone shot, and incomplete. Broken up for Scary Terry.
I thought he almost had it. I thought he had it.
It was bobbled and batted away. Was that McCollum again on the coverage?
Yeah. McCollum has been a good defensive player in general for the Buccaneers. He's been all over the place. He's been doing a lot of deep coverage and everything. He's been on top of every receiver too. I don't know where he ranks in coverage in general, but he is definitely a good player, and I'm excited to see more of him.
Been calling his name a lot today, so.
He's been all over the place, so I'm excited to see what he can also do if he, picks the ball off or something. I don't know. He's been close a couple times, so we shall see. That's what happens when you pair him up with a scary Terry, and there's a good matchup right there.
Dogs. Goofy dogs.
Yes, yeah. Goofy dogs.
Yeah, the defense of the Commanders, or not the Commanders, defense of the Buccaneers has been holding up well.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, they've been a defense that hasn't been doing great this year.
But they've been doing some stuff, so it's not that bad. Like we said earlier, a couple injuries, and just kind of a down year for that defense, because when you have a defensive-minded head coach, you would think that they would stick with the defensive-minded team, but that doesn't always happen. So, but I imagine they'll recruit some more people in the off season, get some good draft picks. So they've been looking at that kind of stuff. So, but yeah. I don't know anything else regarding big news. We could talk about a couple things that we heard that are not happening during the games, off the field, especially with a couple signings.
Particularly one involving the Patriots.
One that was Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel to the Patriots. It doesn't surprise me. It was kind of a reunion that was.
There's like
needed, but
I feel like there's one like expected hiring every year, and I feel like that's the one this year.
That was kind of a given. Yeah, that was the given one. If they didn't hire Vrabel, I would have been saying, guys, what the heck are you doing over there? Because, from a Patriots Hall of Famer to the head coach of the Patriots, you think that would be such a good thing to have, but which they did. So, not surprised about that. We'll see how well Vrabel does.
We'll see. Yeah. Oh, and Commanders are bringing out the field goal unit, and the field goal is good. 52-yard field goal.
10-3.
Pretty easy. Hello?
Oh, puppy.
Dog. Puppy, indeed. They're just kind of roaming around, so we'll see.
Yeah. At least they're being quiet, right? They're not yapping all over the place, right?
Well, they're not yapping. They're just snooping mostly. They've I got two down here, and they've each sniffed the camera several times. And I'm mostly just thankful.
Interested in what you're doing.
I'm just grateful none of them have knocked it over yet.
Yeah.
As that's very on par for both of them. Very on par. But all right.
Yeah. Let's see here. So that brings us to within the 2 minutes of the first half. Buccaneers will be receiving it.
Zoomies indeed, Embers. Zoomies indeed.
But
yeah,
we'll see if the Buccaneers can do something with their last couple minutes left to see if they can pull anything off. Looks like they will be stopped around, I believe it was a 25-ish. So they'll be starting about there for their drive. But yeah, as you can look here.
They can't. We can. Yeah. So again, this game is going to basically decide who the winner of tomorrow night's game, who they play.
Yes.
Because again, if Commanders win, it'll be tomorrow's winner playing the Eagles. Otherwise, they will play the Lions. So we
Which
got
are two really good teams.
handoff to Rashad White. Yeah, honestly, it's. I think if you're in either situation, I don't know that you really hope for either of them. They both kind of suck, so you have to go into it knowing that you're playing a good team either way.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are probably a team who wants a rematch with the Lions, but
Indeed,
otherwise, as we got a incompletion on third or on second down, I'll bring up third down. I guess the Rams might want a rematch with the Lions as well because they lost them early in the year. But both again, very good teams. Maybe the Commanders want a matchup with the Eagles. I don't know.
Get another shot at taking their rivals down in the playoffs. That'd be a cool thing to see. But we shall see as Mayfield is lined up with, I think it was Bucky Irving in the back.
It would be Rashad White.
Rashad White.
Gonna step up. He's going to run. We got Laundry
There's a flag.
downfield, and Baker's running through guys up to the 45. The flag was about 5 yards downfield, so
Yeah.
we might be seeing some sort of illegal contact or a hold on the defense.
Offside.
We had an offside.
Yep.
They're going to decline. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't see any jump unless I was blind for that. But yeah, a lot of contact
3,
on Baker.
4, 5. Took 5 tackle attempts. It was 4 guys, but 5 attempts to bring him down. Baker's going to drop back. He's going to fire left, and he's going to have a completion to Mike Evans, who is all alone. And he's going to get about 11, 12 yards and another first down. I don't know how you leave Mike Evans open.
A minute and 2 left in this half. So we shall see what they do here.
Mike Evans is about the one guy that you don't want to leave alone.
No. Why would you leave Mike Evans alone? Let's see here.
1st and 10 from the 44 of Washington. And they're going to fire on the first down. They're going to have a completion again. Is this Mike Evans?
Oh.
No, this is Otten.
Yeah, Otten with the grab for that first down. He was kind of covered there for a little bit, but he still managed to get the ball into wraps.
We got clock running down to 40 seconds. Yeah. Tampa Bay still has 2 timeouts, but they're going to keep it running. And shotgun, he's going to drop back. He's going to dump it off, and he's got Mike Evans. That one's Mike Evans. That's up to the 12.
Lattimore's looking for a penalty.
And clock keeps rolling. They're up to down to about 20 seconds. They're trying to hurry it up. Still got 2 timeouts, but when do you use them here? And they use it there.
Yeah, use one. They use one.
Oh boy, this has not been a good.
Lattimore was looking for a flag.
Not a good. There's been some bad clock management this year.
Yeah, Todd Bowles has not been good with clock management so far this year. But yeah, I don't know what Lattimore was looking for. There was some sort of holding, I think, on Mike Evans that he wanted called, but obviously that doesn't always happen. You don't get your way.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything between Mike Evans or Lattimore so far today, so they've been kind of keeping it on the low so far, unless something, breaks out. But
yeah, they've been.
I would hope nothing happens.
So been pretty civil, but yeah, I don't know if I like again the time management there. They try and run hurry up, but you waste 8 to 10 seconds trying to run hurry up and then call timeout. Yeah, I just if you're not gonna call timeout, don't call timeout there. Save it for the next play. But if you're gonna call timeout, you gotta call that way earlier. And so now they're down to 16 seconds. You got 3-4 plays, which I guess from the 12 isn't too bad.
No. It's not bad at all.
But, I mean, what? Now you get You get one chance to be tackled in bounds now. Because now you're
Mhm.
down to...
One timeout and 16 seconds, if I was correct.
16, I believe.
16? Okay.
16 seconds, one timeout. You got one play where you can be tackled short, but you would almost prefer to save that if need
Mhm.
be, in case you incur a sack or...
All right, Wilkins. You like talking a big game now?
Sarcastic.
I know.
Sarcastic little asshole. Yeah, I
Hi.
mean...
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? See you next week. Well, oh,
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
which game is supposed to be in the later slate? I believe it's the Eagles game, right? Whoever wins the
It hasn't
NFC on
been
Sunday.
announced last I checked.
Okay.
It wasn't announced before the game started, at least. But we were
Okay.
figuring the Ravens and Bills. I would love for that to be the Sunday night game. Although, as
That would be entertaining. It would
Fanboy
be very entertaining.
mentioned, that would be a 5:30 games. That will be fun for me if that's the case.
Yeah, if it's
So
earlier, the better.
yeah, except that the travel. They give him 17 seconds. First and 10. They're gonna throw up to Evans,
Ooh,
and he's gonna get a
there.
flag from. Yep, that was Lattimore on the
Lattimore with
coverage.
a Lattimore had a little bit of an arm over his chest pad. So it was quite unfortunate for them. Um, so yeah, pass interference call
Oh,
on that. Let's see where they are looking at.
and yeah,
Yeah, I can't do that. Yep,
quite a
had the
bit.
arms underneath his arms. A single early touchdown for the Broncos made me nervous for 3 quarters.
Yeah, so they still got one timeout, and then they're gonna have it at the one with 13 seconds. They're gonna look at a quick shot to Evans, and he
Oh,
fit that past several defenders for a touchdown. That's
mm-hmm.
complete.
Lattimore was also on the coverage. Yeah, we miss you too, Wilkins. It was a little quiet, but
So a touchdown for Tampa Bay.
we will have a tie. We'll have a tie football game going into half.
Most likely, yes. And this might actually be the if I'm lucky, this will be the first single like a close game. The Packers
Yep,
game wasn't
finished good.
horribly wasn't a shootout or a blowout, but was
Definitely felt like it towards the end.
it was a
That
little
wouldn't it?
rough.
I can only imagine how bad that was.
Hotel
But
somewhere else. Um,
yes, you're talking about because
Amber, no. No,
nuh-uh.
it wasn't a blowout win. Yes, yours was the blowout win. Yours, the Texans game. Ravens, I wouldn't say was like a blowout, but it was a
It was
comfortable
definitely
win.
something. Mm-hmm.
It was a comfortable win. The Packers one again wasn't a blowout, but I mean it ended a two-score game.
Yeah.
I mean we haven't had a one-score game yet, and so I'm hoping this
Not
one
yet.
actually might come down to the wire. Make it interesting at least.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey's
We're going
12.
to half.
That's what he wears. So yeah, 5 seconds. We're looking at probably this just being a kneel and go to half.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go straight to half. Thoughts on the Chargers yesterday? Oh boy.
The defense tried holding up, but Herbert made a lot of mistakes. A very
A
rough
lot is
time.
an understatement. Yeah. He was not ready. And I imagine it was just the pressure getting to him at some point. But he's gotta develop somehow, sometime very soon. Because I guess I want to see him succeed, but he cannot succeed if he just crumbles under pressure like that. And I don't know. I want to see him succeed. He just hasn't been able to do anything good. So
It's just been tough, and again, part of it's like he's not fully developed. He's not had like a real coach. This is the first year he's had like a real coach, and so they got better throughout the year, but they haven't really had that like chance to do anything, chance for the playoffs. So now they're actually getting some time in the playoffs. Again, it's Harbaugh's first year back in the league.
and true. They needed to have more receiving offense besides some rookie named Lad. Yeah, that was another thing. That's just what happens when you kind of offload a bunch of your main pieces in the off season. I mean, with Eckler and all those players moving somewhere else, that was just bound to happen. I was surprised they didn't regress even further, but they did pretty decently this season for what they were given. Yeah, it'd also be nice if Quinston Johnson would actually be able to catch 100% of the time, but you know how it is. Keenan Allen betrayed them in the offseason. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of time for him to go.
I think if you look at both the Broncos and the Chargers, I think you're just happy you made the playoffs because both of those teams not quite like fully developed, not really ready to make a Super Bowl run. And I think you're just like you're happy that you have some pieces. You have pieces that have gotten you there. You have a quarterback that has won you enough games to get you there. You have a coach that has gotten you there, and I think that's a very big thing. Because again, I don't think, especially like coming into the year, I don't think anyone really expected either of these teams to be great because of their rosters, but they still managed to work with what they had. Now you can go into the offseason and make additions. That's a Grassy
Oh my
raid.
goodness!
And he's back.
What's up, Grossi? What's up?
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Let's see.
Nice to see y'all again.
Does Tom remember you? That's the question.
Hey, Tom, it's me. I grew out my beard a little bit more.
It's him and his magnificent beard. Sorry, Tom, for the for your game today. But yeah, welcome everybody.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for dropping in. We love the we always love us a Grassy raid.
We love the Grossi raids.
Grassy raid.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty decently. I mean, trying to grow as a channel and trying to grow our content. We're very excited to see where we're going with all this, but we are so happy.
Go Baltimore.
You guys. Yes, go Baltimore. Yeah, go Ravens.
Back to check.
Gotta send some loves to the Ravens. So.
Goodness. Lovely to have another Tampa Grassy raid. We always love. Oh, yeah. Wilkins, look, a Bills fan. Sure, there's there's a couple. Oh no,
Wilkins is in there somewhere, but
we love us a Grassy raid. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to obviously Tom Grossi, the man, the myth, the legend, for dropping in and blessing us with his presence. Oh, not the skull.
Oh no, not the skull. Thank you for the compliment on the beard. Yeah. This is usually where we do the whole recording setup and everything, but tonight and the last time we've been having technical difficulties. I've been not able to get the camera up and running, but that's just what happens when one person lives in a completely different state and I'm just here. So, dang it, Will.
Yeah, I'm at home for the holidays, still. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yes, welcome in. Thank you all for dropping in. We appreciate you
Yeah.
taking your time, and again, praise to Tom for shouting us out.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Thank you all.
Thanks Wilkins for introducing
Thanks, Wilkins. We appreciate that.
us. Yeah.
I'll
So
have to go back and check out the
chaotic
Tom
good,
Gross's life.
absolutely.
Hashtag chaotic good. Yeah,
We
we
love
love it.
chaotic good, and we love
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. I'm gonna reset this scoreboard. Not the scoreboard,
I was
but the
about to say.
timeouts, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hope all of our Grossi friends are doing well.
Oh yeah.
Hope everyone's enjoying the game. Everyone who's new.
Yeah. It's been a pretty close game for the most part, but we like a good balanced game from both sides of the ball, and we're curious to see who's going to win now. So I got ready for the first time my Baldur's Gate 3 stream on Twitch earlier. It was fun. Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, raids are always very exciting.
Oh, they are very exciting. Yeah.
It's
Kind of
always
elevates
fun.
people. Indeed. But yeah, this half can't take any longer, can it?
He's
Just like, kind of sitting here for a little bit.
Can
we watch the game for once?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other games.
What?
Wilkins.
Oh, matching the wall.
We do love raids.
I definitely did this intentionally, guys. I definitely did this.
He's trying to camouflage.
Ooh. Also helps with the hat being black and the logos being mostly red. So I blend in pretty well.
Green shirt in front of a green screen. Yeah. Next thing we know, he's just gonna go. You can't see me.
I've popped in. Now you don't. Yeah, I'm not here.
You don't know hiding who I am.
You don't know.
Yeah, but I was 2 Grassy raids in one season.
That's crazy.
He always gets me when I'm least expecting it too. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, it's halftime.
Yep.
It's like I think about it every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe. And then when it comes time, I'm just like, I just see it in the chat. I'm like, what? I'll let you go on this one because actually I guess I can go because I just don't do New Year's resolutions.
That's okay.
I have none.
You have none? I guess for me, well, first of all, trying to get back into the gym. It's a big one. I've been slacking. I've been super busy, and it's been kind of hard to keep up with that. So I'd like to get back in and start pumping the iron, Who is this gym you speak of?
And why are you trying to get into...
I will not tell you who it is. And I guess trying to explore a little bit into my field, do other stuff, like read the Bible more and do a bunch of other minute things that I've been trying to get a head start on and trying to get back into it. So, yes. Pumping iron in gym, wowza.
Oh.
Pumping iron in gym, wow. Chill. All right, chill.
Yeah, you made it weird.
Yeah, you kind of made it weird, Wilkins. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. I feel comfortable anymore.
Well, now I've gone and made it awkward.
I know, as you can see here. All right. This is how I just talk to my grandchildren. That's all right.
I'd be so concerned.
I mean, doesn't anybody have that awkward talks with
what did I do?
Their grandparents sometimes. Good job, Will.
What did I do?
Good job, Will. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did.
What happened? Oh, Giannis. Oh, what did I do? Favorite halftime commercial this year? Well, I mean, we haven't seen them fully yet. They haven't fully. They like at this point.
There's been a couple funny ones. I just
They
can't remember which ones.
the thing. Well, I guess the Super Bowl. What they're always like teasers as to what the Super Bowl ones are, because the Super Bowl ones are usually like more full length. Some of them are just like are gonna be the same, but there's some that they always like will show like as it gets closer they'll show more and more of the ad. I forget what one it was like last year, but they always do
Mhm.
that where they like reveal like a little bit more. They have like longer cuts of it, and then Super Bowl halftime they're like or Super Bowl commercials they show the full length, and
Mhm.
I'm like, so that's where it
Yeah.
was going. But
Yeah. There's a few of those, but
favorite
I
halftime
I don't know.
commercial. I wouldn't say
It's
it's
a
a
good question.
halftime. It's not a halftime or necessarily a football commercial. Maybe it's technically a football commercial. I don't know. I do love the Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson one.
Yeah.
Either of them, but the one where Matthew McConaughey is just eating dinner in the rain is is good.
I know it's kind of basic, but a couple of the State Farm ones actually kind of made me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie. What was it? The Derrick Henry run, the one recently. That one was pretty funny. I enjoyed that one.
Is it
Um,
is there a new one, or is it just the same one they've been showing all year?
the one with the him flipping the fridge and doing
Yeah,
the whole
they've
thing.
they've been showing that
That,
I think all
that's
year.
one. Yeah, that's been one all year. But I've thoroughly enjoyed that one. I think it's kind of funny. Um,
What are ones that I've seen recently? There's
to be completely honest, I don't really pay attention to commercials all that much anymore. I just don't care that much. No offense,
yeah,
but I mean,
drink.
there's
Stop.
oh no.
No,
Look, it's my PTSD. Stop. You know this. Stop.
we're not coordinated enough. We're in different places. We're not. There's not enough coordination for
This
us to
is like
figure
the
this out.
worst time to do that,
Um,
which might make it more entertaining. I'm not going to completely lie. Yeah, this would be more entertaining if we did that. But I'm going to assume ads or something like that is probably the word. So, uh, but it's been what is it? That just means it's more tricky fun. Hee hee hee. Yeah, indeed. Um, let's see here. I don't know. I don't know about you, but so far the playoffs haven't been like shocking. I don't know about you,
mm,
Will. I know we basically picked the same teams for to win and everything, but nothing's been really shocking, I'd say.
I would say the Chargers game was a bit shocking. That
I
one
mean,
was it was yeah, it was not a. I did not expect them
that's
to
a
have
pretty
such a
quick.
bad showing. I expected more of a low scoring affair, but again, with how Herbert played, it was kind of evident that that would be the case. I think that's bound to happen when you have a performance like that. I think the only case that that didn't happen or that wouldn't happen was earlier this year with the Texans on Sunday Night Football against the Lions, where Jared Goff had 5 interceptions and still won in the game because
Yeah.
Houdini. I don't know, magic.
Houdini up here, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's I'm curious to see how the next round, especially the divisional rounds. Obviously, the Chiefs have a somewhat easier path to the Super Bowl again. That's just how it is. Um,
Yeah, they'll get to play the
we'll see how the Texans
Texans.
do. We'll see how the Texans do.
Oh,
But we'll get started on the kickoff here for touchback. I don't know
yep.
how far you in. So, but yeah, it sometimes doesn't feel even real. We're not running the postseason already, therefore the games nearly feel a bit vague and strange. I mean, the first half of the Chargers game was preseason. Yeah, I kind of felt like that. I mean, to be completely honest, like when I woke up today, I was like, oh wait, there's NFL games going on. Like
Yeah,
there was multiple playoff games.
Yeah,
It
as we
doesn't
got
feel right.
1st and 10, Daniels is going to fake a toss, and he's going to dump it off, and that's going to be to Zacchaeus, and he's going to get, up 9 yards. First down, so decent first down play to start the half. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's just like it hasn't felt like there's any finality to these teams' seasons, which has just kind of been
No.
weird. Like, it's just like, oh, this team's year is done now. That doesn't really translate though. So we got a handoff on 2nd down to Brian Robinson. He's gonna get a yard before getting dragged by the leg. Trying to get pulled back. But yeah, like Packers season is done, Chargers season is done, Steelers, Broncos, like their years are done, but it didn't feel like the last we
Yeah, it
would
didn't
see of
feel.
them. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a little bit funky. I will say this though, I am not surprised about the Steelers. I mean, you know this well. I've been calling it all year, so
Yeah,
it's the same thing every single year.
and
Nothing's changed.
QB sneak, and they're gonna get about a yard, so that'll move the sticks.
Hmm.
Marcus Mariota. Aha,
Yeah.
my boy.
Ah.
I love him.
Oh yes.
Love me and my
It is,
Oregon quarterbacks.
Yeah, you've had a thing for Oregon quarterbacks. Like they don't do bad.
I
Like
think
being
Marcus is the only
being
one who
paid.
hasn't really done much, but I still like him too.
Mariota's
We got
done
a
stuff.
handoff.
He got a tight playoffs.
Ooh, he's got about a yard. Yeah, but he's the only one who hasn't like made a big name. You got Bo Nix, you got Justin Herbert.
That's true.
And
That's fair.
that's
I
all
know,
it.
but it's good to see Mariota back on the field once in a while. I know he's been relegated to the backup land and everything, but good to see him once in a while. But yeah, I don't.
Right. 2nd and 8, he's gonna fake a handoff, he's gonna step up and run. Daniels is gonna throw on the run, and he's got a completion all the way up to the 30, bulldozes a guy and goes out of bounds.
Ow.
That's De'Ami Brown.
There you go.
So
Daniel's evading the pocket and evading a couple sacks from Tampa
doing
Bay's
what
lineman.
he doing what he does well and improvising, stretching the play, waiting for it to break down, and just getting on the run to De'Ami Brown. And again, just lowering the shoulder, blowing over Edwards there.
Good defense for the most part up until that point. I'd
Defense
say
eventually breaks
a
down.
little embarrassing.
Fake toss on 1st down, and they throw it out to Brown again, and he's gonna get it along the right sideline. He's juking
First
through, and he's
down.
stepped down to the 4-3. And in 2
Yeah,
plays,
4 yard,
they got a first and
3.5
goal in
yard
2
line.
plays.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's not over yet.
In
I'm gonna
fact,
get something on this drive.
it's just started. It being the second half. Yeah, just a little screen to Brown, but I mean, after what he just did on that last catch and run, why wouldn't you give it to him again?
Yeah.
So we'll
Good
see.
evasiveness too. Letting some defenders just zip by him too. But yeah, I meant that as in like the drive was not over.
Yeah.
Not the game. But yeah, we got 1st and goal now.
Handoff. That's gonna lose a yard.
Yeah, Robinson didn't really get much separation there. The lineman just completely engulfed him there.
The run game has not been working as well for them today. At least via the running back has not been too effective.
Daniels has been fine. Robinson here and there, a couple big plays in a few yards, but nothing too crazy. But looks like we got Robinson in the backfield again. Ertz running.
He's gonna fake the handoff. He's rolling right, and he's just gonna throw it away. That'll bring the 3rd goal.
Yeah.
And now you're in a situation where you might end up coming away with only a field goal, and that's really not what you want here. Commanders generally do pretty well in the red zone. They have a pretty strong red zone offense. They're going to have Eckler out there, who is more noted for his pass catching abilities. It's what make him flourish so well in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But 3rd and goal from the 4. Daniel's in shotgun. He's got trips to the top. He's going to look. He's going to fire. Broken up. Intended for McLaurin. They had a 1-on-1. And that is Jamel Dean on the coverage.
Yeah,
Breaks
good
that up.
coverage
So you're
Dean.
going to... Yeah. It was...
Yeah, basically hovering on top of him that entire drive. Or entire snap.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
But got the look he was looking for. You got 1-on-1 with Terry McLaurin. And I'm surprised they didn't throw more of a jump ball, though.
Yeah.
Instead of a comeback like that. But they got
field
a
goal.
field goal, which is basically an extra point, and that's going to be good. So Commanders do still come away with a lead after that.
Of 13-10. Slowly but surely. Getting closer and closer to the end of the game. It's been very tight. No room for error now. So they got to start stepping up here if the Buccaneers want to start get somewhere. But, yeah.
Don't mind me just messing with the scoreboard. There we go. Yeah. Solid drive, just unable to get it into the end zone. 420 views. Nice. Sorry. No, there it goes. It's passed.
Are you looking at the...
I was looking at the views. Our view count hit
Great.
420.
Funny.
Funny number. Funny number indeed. Yeah. Strong drive. Good. Mostly just De'Ami Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing what
Indeed.
what he can do when you just give him the ball.
Yeah, basically. It's... What is it? There's been a couple of players that I've been seeing doing more, specifically this game from both sides. What was it from? Who was it? Number 2 to the Commanders that we just talked about him.
De'Ami Brown.
He was Brown. Yeah, he was doing really well. He's been picking up the pace there on that side. You got to see him get some reps and some snaps and got some good catches. Then you got like on the other side, I'd like to see more McCaffrey. McCaffrey for the Commanders. Obviously that doesn't happen very often, but it'd be really cool if he's got to see some snaps.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean he's mostly like used in like return game. He's more of a gadget player, and so it's just one of those things where you kind of see him in gadget plays. But you look at the other side of the ball, like you mentioned. I mean, it's mostly been Terry McLaurin and Mike Evans have been the main proprietors as far as moving the ball. Bucky Irvin has had his hand in the pot, though, as well. He's been moving the ball a bit, too. But at the end of the day, really, it's been Evans a little bit more, I think, McMillan than we've seen. What? 'Cause you got the Evans to the McLaurin, the McMillan to the De'Ami Brown.
A lot of,
I guess.
yeah.
As we got to return out to the, what was that, 28? Was that White on the return?
Yeah, it was Rashad White on the return. So that will bring up the next drive for the Buccaneers. And as you can see, they're kind of showing, or at least for you, Will, they're showing Lattimore and Evans going back and forth. Pretty tight coverage between the two of them. They've been very physical from the replays that we've been seeing so far. I'd hope not, but do you think there will be some sort of blow up between the two of them this game? Because there's been a history between these two players.
There has. That's all I'm interested. We got a little dump off screen to Rashad White, and looks like it might be a face mask.
Face mask. Yeah.
He only gets a yard, but he got him high.
Yep. Can't do that.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see some sort of bickering between the two, but I mean, Lattimore's Evans is kind of just, he's been winning the matchup today pretty comfortably. He's got he's won 3 reps, or he's gotten 3 receptions and also drawn a penalty against Lattimore. And obviously, again, Evans is one of the great receivers of the league. So it's tough to guard him, but
it's very tough to guard him.
After the penalty, Buccaneers move up to the 44. We got 1st and 10. Commanders showing some pressure, but they drop out, and they're going to hand off. Going to get it 5 to, is that Irving? It is.
That's from Irving.
And I'm trying to see what they're showing. Deron Payne.
Oh, with his... Looks like he's holding his hand there for a bit. Must have hit it
questionable
funky.
to return. Maybe he got stepped on. I don't know.
Probably. He was on the ground in that play, I thought.
Yeah, so...
It looks like just Rashad.
We're going to have more laundry. It looks like it's going to be a false start. And, yep. So, Buccaneers will back it up. False start on Cade Otton.
Silly Buccaneers.
So 2nd and 10, so they lose the progress from that run. What do we got? Lattimore is matched up with Evans, so that'll be something to look at. But we're going to have a run to Bucky Irving again. He's going to get that 5 yards back, so he runs for 5 yards twice in a row just to end up in the same spot.
Yeah, across midfield as well. But yeah. I've been trying to keep an eye on Lattimore and Evans so far this game. I haven't seen a whole lot in the last drive or two from these two. I mean, besides the one before the half.
They're matched up again here, so 3rd and 4. They're at the bottom of the screen. We'll see if they go their way. Baker's going to take the snap. He's going to fire, and he's got Evans, and he breaks past Lattimore into the 2nd level up to almost the 30. That beats him again. I mean, I don't know. Lattimore's having a little bit of a tough time, I think. And again, Evans is just someone who's almost like timeless. As his career's gone on, it almost seems to get better every year, which, I mean, you expect up until a certain point, but he just continues to go, even though he's been doing it for 11 years. So indeed. We got to toss out to Bucky Irving. He's got plenty of room. He's across the 20 up to the 20, or not the 20, the 15. Mark 15, him out around the 14. And that's going to put them in the red zone. So Buccaneers moving the ball.
We got some progress now. Good blocking from Otton. Otton with a very clean block to move the defender out of the way, so Bucky Irving can get that 1st down. Plenty of room, by the way. They just were not expecting that kind of a run.
Well, we got
there is a flag on the field, though.
Too many men on the field.
Too many men on the field.
In the huddle.
Cut the Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles being like, "Come on, guys."
We got Trey Palmer out there.
Was that Hey Palmer? Hey. Got a Husker out there.
In place of Jalen McMillan for this one. So 1st and 15, they are backed up to the 18-yard line now. Palmer moves to the top, and we're gonna have a handoff to Irving. Irving gets 10 plus of that back. Very impressive. He's just running so well.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, they've been needing that kind of running back, and as you can see here, he's been doing wonders for that, and it's just been, what they've been needing for a while now. So I bet Baker Mayfield and that line are pretty appreciative for kind of that style of running back.
All right.
It looks
Second and
like
5.
Irving is still in the
They're
backfield.
going to pitch it out to him again to the right this time, and he's going to break some tackles, get about 6 yards, and that'll put him first and goal from the 2.
Indeed. They are
slowly
but surely making way.
Well, I guess I'll talk a little on Bucky after this drive, as they're going to go quick, and that gets blown up.
Oh.
Commanders jumped the snap pretty well, and Bucky's going to lose, is it like 2 yards?
Yeah, Newton on the tackle as well.
Yeah, it was a very well-timed jump from the Commanders, a well-timed jump can really throw off a line. So, second and goal. Now we're going to see if the Buccaneers can finish the drive.
Yes.
So we got he fakes a handoff. He's going to roll right. He's going to throw, and incomplete, intended for McMillan. He does not get the feet down, but we have more laundry.
A flag on the field.
We'll see what this one is. I'm expecting probably holding somewhere. It could be offense or defense, with just what happens when you usually have a quarterback rolling right, and you're going to have holding on the defense.
Yeah.
So that's Igbenogany on the coverage.
Let's see where that was.
He was working against...
Yeah, just a little bit.
Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard, number 17, was held a little bit.
We got Vita Vea in the backfield.
Vea.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you got a big boy back there.
And they fake it. Baker's looking. He's looking to run, and he's going to get sacked. It looked like he might have stayed up for a minute. No Vita Vea touchdown, though.
I wanted a Vita Vea touchdown, but they were covering him. They knew what was going to happen. They had like 2 or 3 guys on him.
Well, they were looking for a classic chip and release. You make contact and then roll, but that looks like Luvu, who stuck with him. So they pull him off.
Yeah.
Bummer. Could have had a big man touchdown.
Yeah. I was so excited they were able to get that off.
He's just happy to be out there.
Indeed.
So, second and goal, now back at the 4. And they're going to dump it off to Bucky, and he's going to get in for a touchdown.
Wow.
So that's going to be a lead for Tampa Bay.
I don't know if you saw that, but
he shoved someone.
He shoved one of the people who was working on the field, and that security guard / officer was like ready for something. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah. I think he was trying not to get hit by him. But
I think it's only fitting that this ends with a Bucky touchdown, because I think that was his drive pretty much.
That was all him. It
was a really long goal, or a long set of downs, but yeah, nice block from McMillan too. Or I guess not technically a block, but pick, I guess.
Yeah.
As we got 17 now for the Buccaneers. But yeah, to go back to your point about Bucky, I had a feeling while watching him that he could have been a good running back in the NFL, but I felt like he would be used more still as like a receiving back, which is why when he went to the Buccaneers, I was a little concerned, because it was like, you already have Rachaad White. I did not expect him to be as strong of a runner as he is, because when you look at him, he's a pretty small guy, and he's not like just short, like he's just not big much at all. You don't expect him to be the kind to like lower his shoulder and run through people. And he doesn't really run through people, but he will
he'll make some contact.
He makes contact. He doesn't shy away, and he can also just like, again, carry a pile or carry tacklers. And he fights for extra yardage, which is just, with a guy his size, is just not expected because he's not a big running back.
Indeed, yeah.
But I'm happy to see him doing well. I mean, I like him. He's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, there's been a lot of players this year that I've been specifically looking at and seeing how well they do this year. Barkley being one of them. What is it? Yeah, Bucky Irving, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield. You know, just the general big players that I've been keeping an eye on this year, and obviously the rookies, seeing how well they do, how they will fit in the NFL. Yeah, I've been impressed with most of the rookies and a lot of the players this year. There's obviously a lot of down years for some people. It's just how it works sometimes, and you just have to kind of go through it and learn from it. You got to improve somehow. But so far, it's been pretty entertaining for the most part. So,
yeah, it's been quite entertaining. I mean, I think people expected a little bit more scoring in a game like this, just from the way these offenses have been most of the year. As they're going through the scenarios.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it was expected to have more points, but the defensive have at least been like slowing stuff down to where
Yeah, and I like a good balance. It's not been over the top or anything. It's been pretty mixed for the most part. Like you get your big plays, you get your big stops, pretty in between. Obviously, you get some of those penalties that kind of offset them, which sucks. But yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty entertaining. It's just like seeing all the shifts on the defensive side of the ball, especially adjusting to like McLaurin, Mike Evans, all those players. Obviously, they eventually get away at some point, and they will make those big plays. But
as we got Daniels coming out and throwing on the first play of the drive, and that's gonna be we got a flag. It is incomplete, and McCollum looks like he's in pain.
On again. Yeah. Oh.
We've been calling his name a bit. He's a little slow to get up, but he looks okay.
Holding defense.
So it looks like that
defense.
That one against Dean. That wasn't even against McCollum. So McCollum just makes a good play. Instead goes against Dean working against McLaurin.
Yeah, a bit of a hold on the horse collar there. Just can't do that. So no.
All right, well, so a new set of downs, I guess, fresh set of downs. So they get bailed out a little bit at the 35 now. Daniels in shotgun. He's got Zacchaeus in motion, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to run for about 5 more yards. So they're getting into some decent field position.
Yeah. I mean, both teams have been slowly chipping away at the opposing defenses, slowly but surely. I mean, these drives have been taking a lot longer than I'd say what we've been normally accustomed to, especially. I don't know. I like this kind of style. I mean, it shows how consistent these offenses have been and how much they improved. Obviously, a couple splash plays, but
on a play fake, we got a completion up to the 40 to McLaurin, the 40 of Tampa Bay, that is. Wow. And so they're now into Tampa Bay territory.
Big plays. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got another, and that is that Dean, I believe, is 35, who's a little slow 35. To get up.
Well, they got a little bit of a,
it looks like it might be a cramp.
Wind ticking out of him a little bit, probably.
Or something. It looks like some possibly a lower body, but it doesn't look super severe. But yeah, I mean, we've touched on it where it's like, it's not that the offense isn't, like, we have a low scoring game, obviously, a fairly low scoring game. It's not a shootout like some people expected, but it's not like the offenses aren't moving the ball or aren't or like are going 3-and-out, punting a bunch. But it's just the defenses are slowing down the offense, and they're just taking their time and letting clock run, which is part of the reason why it probably feels like it's going a little quick. I mean, it's what, only 9:10, and we're almost in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just clocks moving. They're forcing them to slow down, and it's a defensive game where there's not much stops, but it's just not your prototypical defensive game.
No,
Or offensive game.
it really isn't. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a refresher, honestly. There were a few games this year that just weren't fun to watch. So this is kind of refreshing for the most part. And I do agree with a statement that usually when the playoffs start, usually the games get better. There usually isn't a lot of blowouts. If there is, they're very rare. Obviously, last year, with the exception of the Packers and Cowboys game, that was a little bit different.
I mean, first round's usually where you wait out the undeserving, I think.
Pretty much. And it's not that they're undeserving. It's just they are not ready. They're not prepared.
I mean, well, so like the wild, because this is why I say like the wild card. The first ones out of the wild card, or the ones that get out in the wild card, are usually the teams that are like still better than the teams that didn't make the playoffs, obviously. But the teams that win in the wild card round, or it's waiting out the teams that aren't really there for a playoff push, aren't really meant for like a Super Bowl run. Because I think once you get through that first round, most any team could make a push for the Super Bowl. Any team could be a Super Bowl team. I think the like one exception might be the Texans, but we'll have to see what they do against the Chiefs. But I mean, when they last played the Chiefs, it didn't go super well. Wasn't ugly, but we'll have to see if they can make it close. So we got Daniels coming back from the break. He's gonna dump it off, and he's gonna get a completion, catch and run for about 4 or 5 yards.
Robinson with a couple pushes to get some more yards. Yeah, I like how this game it's been a back and forth. It's been a slow back and forth. It hasn't been like bang, bang, bang. We like some good defense. But as you can see, they're just showing the...
There they were.
Dean
having a
Dean cramp.
It was a leg injury. But so 2nd and 5. Daniels is going to take the snap. Gonna play action. He throws over the top, and he's got a completion up to McLaurin, and he's down inside the 20, inside the 15 actually.
But we have another flag on the field.
Another.
Let him play. Let him play.
Yeah, that's gonna be
eligible man.
An eligible man downfield.
It's like 71.
This is interesting because
Wiley.
So the reason why this usually happens is it's an RPO, it's a run pass option, and where it gives Daniels the goal to read the defense, and he can either hand it off or throw it. But the O-line's objective is to treat it like a run. So Daniels has to be quick to get it out so you don't get a penalty like that. As we got a little dump off to Zacchaeus. He's going to find some room up for about 5 yards. I'll get it back to 3rd and 5. But where that one wasn't even on Daniels, though. It was purely the fact that was just... Wiley, because again, their job is to get downfield. Treat it like a run play, and that's downfield blocking. He had no one to block, so he just kept going, and he just got downfield too quickly. But which is a bummer because that would have been big for them. But now you have 3rd and 5 on the edge of field goal range. You're looking like a 50-something yard field goal around here. Daniel's gonna drop back. He's gonna dump it, and is that incomplete for Zach Ertz?
Yeah, I don't think he got that.
Bounced. It looked low. I couldn't tell if it bounced. It must have.
Yeah, so I would just go for the field goal here and just get some points up on the board. Yeah, 1 point game isn't very appealing, but you got to get close enough.
Yeah, pass just a little too low. And it looks like they might be going for it. I will say the Commanders have had some issues with kicking ever since Seibert was hurt. They had to have backup kicker, and then came back with and when he was injured, didn't play well. But on fourth down, we got a fire. Completion is accurate, and they're up to, what was that, the 24?
Yep.
So big play from Daniels. They're gonna go hurry up, and it looks like they might actually have them a little off guard. They go with a run play and get 4.
About 4, yeah.
That's to Eckler.
Yep. He's been doing a decent job of filling up the gaps for the running game for the Commanders. So he's been doing his part. Looks like Dean's just been sitting on the sideline, so hopefully he can come back in. If not, then hopefully he can come back the next game.
6 we got. And a flag. We got another false start. And it's Diaby. Looks like he's trying to get it into it.
Yeah. So many false starts. So many penalties in general this game. It's been a lot.
There's a few. That one's going to go against Zach Ertz.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So, looking at
Daniel,
probably one more play before the end of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're just going to run this down. Because it resets the play clock.
They might.
It looks like they might run a play. We got motion from McLaurin. They hand it off to, I believe, Eckler and get 2. Maybe just a yard.
Yeah.
And that'll
very
bring
generous
us
too.
To the end of the third quarter. So it is
fourth quarter, baby. There we go.
So
there you go. And as that comes to a close, we have ourselves a very close game coming to the fourth quarter. Yeah, I do agree. I'm surprised it isn't that much of a shootout. I mean, especially with what we've been talking about, with how well these offenses tended to be, especially towards the end of the towards the end of their seasons so far. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, while we're at
there hasn't been
break, I'm gonna take this advantage to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I will chill out then. I will talk to anybody who's still here. I don't know who's also here, but yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I am not the hugest Ohio State or Notre Dame fan. I just don't like Notre Dame because just join a conference already, and then Ohio State has been more of they're like the spoiled child of college football. They are definitely the spoiled child. If this wasn't a 12 team playoff for college football, Ryan Day, I think, would have been fired. Maybe. We'll see. But they did say national championship or bust for OSU. So, I don't know. Just be nice to not having to deal with Ohio State and they're whining for another year. But, you know how it is. That's how it goes sometimes. But
I'm back.
Oh,
what I miss?
He's back. Not much. Just kind of talking. I don't know who all is still here. So
well, we got some people lurking.
Yeah, some people lurking.
Maybe even a lurk master, one might say.
Oh.
I was almost expecting a response from that. But as we're coming back, we got 15 minutes left of this one. Oh, as we're going, apparently. Camera wasn't even ready. Daniels is firing to the end zone. Oh, that's got to be pass interference. There you go. That's going to be called on McCollum.
Oops.
Drag down. Was that Brown? Or
that was Brown. Well, Brown was the receiver.
Yeah, I didn't get a good look at the number.
Yeah.
Got him pretty good. So that's going to be pass interference on the defense, on the Buccaneers. That was in the end zone, so that should be first and goal from the 1. If I'm correct. I forget. I'm pretty sure in the NFL it's enforced at the 1 in this situation.
Yeah.
So we'll have it first and goal from the 1. Can they punch it in?
That will be the question.
And Daniels is going to fake the handoff, roll right, and throw it into the dirt as he tries to avoid pressure. And he gets knocked down on that one, so... Buccaneers have been hitting him.
Not much there.
They've been hitting him all day.
Yeah, it's just what happens. Like, welcome to the league, basically. But,
That's a good play. Is that David? Levante David on the coverage there of Ertz.
Yeah, number 54. 54 is Levante David. Yeah, David's all reliable for the Buccaneers. He's been a good defender for so many years, so.
Yeah.
Former Husker as well, so.
He's been around for a while. Second and goal, though, they're going to hand off, and that goes nowhere. Blown up in the backfield.
They read that like a book.
Met instantly. Is that Cansey? That is Cansey. Elijah Cansey on the tackle for loss.
94.
And that's going to bring up third and goal. And if you're the Commanders, you really don't want to settle for 3. Because this is...
You got to get up.
Your second time in the second half having it within the 5. And if you can't come away with a touchdown here, that's not going to put you in a good spot, especially with how time of possession is run. But they're going to take the snap, dump it, and broken up.
Oh.
I think that's Devin White. No, that's Jones. Devin White isn't even on the Buccaneers anymore.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to go for it now, so they got to get some points on the board.
Yeah, looks like Kingsbury's drawing something up.
Yeah. Is it 87% on fourth down conversions? That is the highest in the NFL in the last 40 years. That's impressive.
So they keep the offense out there. Let's see what they got. We got Daniels in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers at the bottom. Motion a little bit, and he's going to take the snap. Fires incomplete. That was just nothing there. So Buccaneers defense holds. Yep. And that's concern. You have had 2 drives where you've ended up with inside the 5, and you have 3 points.
Yeah. They have not been doing well. Yeah, they gotta make those connections.
They've been a good team typically in the red zone, but it's just not been finishing their drives today.
Yeah. And that's Buccaneers defense showing up.
That's something they need to do in order to. I mean, that's a key tell of playoff teams is being able to finish drives. I mean, it's the converting on. It's the converting when you need to, third down, red zone. Those are some of the key points in a game that usually will dictate a winner. And they've done pretty well with some of their conversions, but it's just when it comes to getting points, they just haven't gotten in the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to make something up here. They got to get a good defensive stop, and they got to start pushing down the field and trying to get points here because they don't got much time left now.
No, sir. No, they do not. They gotta. Well, I mean, Buccaneers are going to be in clock management mode now. I mean, Probably. They're still going to try and get down and get points, but more importantly, they're going to try and shoot clock here. Play some field position, too, at the very least.
Indeed. I just saw a NFL on Fox Instagram page post the only team as a second seed to lose to a seventh seed has only been the Cowboys.
Yep.
To add more to the fire. So, I have been hearing rumblings that McCarthy, they've been trying to get a deal in Dallas, trying to get that all figured out. Sounds like he's staying, but the longer that they've been holding that out, doesn't sound like they're really positive about where this is going to go. Hopefully they figure it out really soon, though, because they need to figure that out, especially going into this next season. Because Dallas is kind of at a point.
Well, so because the other thing is, I mean, they also need to figure out, because if you're going to change coaches, you need to get the old out so you can start looking and start interviewing.
Yeah.
Because, like, all these other guys have been interviewed already, and you're running out of time. Oh, I mean, you might be able to call pass interference on that, but they don't, I guess. So 1st and 10, they're going to hand off, and he's going to get, a pretty hit. 4 yards to Bucky Irving.
Wee.
And he's got a little gimpy coming up, but he's staying in. So we'll see if the Buccaneers can get some room.
Right.
I think we've had, what, 1 or 2? Is it 2 punts? 1 punt?
I believe so, yes.
Fact check me on that one. I don't know.
I thought we did. We had 1 punt at the very least.
Mike should just retire. McCarthy? I don't know that he'd retire, but he does need to move. The Cowboys should move on from him.
Definitely, but they're probably not going to. Would they?
Handoff to Bucky, blown up in the backfield.
I mean, Mike McCarthy has been a touchy subject because I believe that he's been good enough to get to the playoffs, but not to win them. And it's been that way forever.
He doesn't win much in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The issue is Jerry he's so soft. He took forever to fire Jason Garrett too.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably gonna be the same thing with this guy.
Yeah,
Dallas.
They should move on, but I don't know that they will.
Dallas is having a situation where they're just waiting for the owner to sell the team or just pass away. It's probably going to be one of those situations for a while.
Yeah.
How old is Jerry Jones now?
Old.
I know he's old. He's definitely in his 80s at the very least.
But on was that 3rd down? We had a completion out to Mike Evans, and he stretches for a first down. I mean stretches.
Yes, he went Odell Beckham Jr. kind of stretch. Jerry Jones is 82 years.
Oh, we got a fumble, mismanaged snap, and oh dear, is that going? That's Commander's ball.
That's a Commander's.
That's a turnover in the red zone.
Do you think they'll do something with this?
Or turnover?
Hopefully the Commanders will do something with this. Hopefully.
I hope so. That's the first turnover of the day. A little bit of excitement as we've kind of just been lulling. It was.
You just kind of took it out of Mayfield's hands a little bit. Just collision.
I don't know if that was. Looks like it was supposed to be a fake jet sweep.
It's supposed to be a fake,
but it just a little too far gets, and Baker loses it.
Mm-hmm. That's just a bang play, and it just unfortunately just did not go the way the Buccaneers planned. Mayfield visibly upset, as he should be, because that was just unintentional. 13 fumbles on the season is kind of crazy, but he only has lost 2. So,
yeah, I mean that's actually impressive. 13
that's
fumbles.
That's impressive now. 13 fumbles, 2 lost. That's pretty good.
All right, let's
not
see.
Not good for 13 fumbles.
This is the Commanders' 3rd time in the red zone this half. They only have 3 points in the red zone, though. Can they come away with more? It looks like they're going to take a timeout as the clock was getting low. Taking a timeout to think this over a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just
unfortunate for the Buccaneers. Pressure was starting to mount a little bit. You saw some on both sides. They were starting to slip up in some areas. Pressure was getting there. Unfortunately, that's just things happen, and they got to bounce back from that. If they can get another stop in the red zone, that'd be good for the Buccaneers. But the Commanders, they got to get something in. So I don't know. We'll see how they do with that. But yeah, so we'll get the first and 10.
All right.
Let's see what they do here.
Daniels is gonna take the snap. He's gonna keep it. Try and find some room. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's as far as he can get. It's as much room as he had. He had to really had to dance for that one too.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 10. You gotta get in the end zone here. Or you gotta at least come away with points, but
indeed.
All right, 2nd and 10. Got Daniels. He's going to drop. He's looking. He's got a completion for about 5-ish yards, and that is complete to...
It's complete to Brown.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yes.
So it brings up 3rd down. With 11 minutes.
Yep. Clock is winding down, and...
It's going down. Are they yelling timber?
Well, you see. 3rd and 6. What do they have here? He drops, looks, steps up, and he's going to dump off to Eckler. Now you got a 4th and 2.
Oh, they're
sending an interception.
It might have been joint possession. So we'll see if they give it to him. We'll see.
Buccaneers think it's their ball. I'm curious to see the replay. I thought this was a clear-cut reception by, I believe it was Eckler.
They'll have to look at it again. But
and I
don't has the ball. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah,
take a look at this
weird angle. I need the front side. Oh, I don't know.
I feel like because this looks like a catch.
It looks like a catch for the most part, but he didn't.
It looks like it just gets. Oh, they do. Yeah, they call it a completion. Which it looked like he had possession and got tackled, and then it was ripped away. So 4th and 2, they're going for it though. Daniels looks, fires, touchdown, Terry McLaurin, and
Terry hours.
It just took 3 times.
3rd time's the charm, my friend, and they got back there.
So true.
Let's see the separation here. So it looks like a cut inside for McLaurin.
It fits away from between the defenders.
Who was that? It was
I believe that's the the replacement for Dean.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. What was his name? I didn't see it. But unfortunate that he wasn't able to clamp down on that. So that brings it to a
up and good
20-17 game. Commanders take the lead with 9 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game. Yeah, that fumble from Baker really changed the tides for the Commanders. So it's only a matter of time, really.
That it is. So 2017. Great year.
2017 was an interesting year for me, but
yeah.
It was the adjusting to, I don't know, a little personal in my opinion, but
That's fine. Just making
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
So we got, yeah, like you mentioned, under 10 minutes, 3-point game. So far, I think this is the only game that's been one score to this point.
Mm-hmm.
think, and I think the Packers game was still one score up to this point, but
Indeed. Yeah. It's been close games for the most part, except for the Chargers and Texans. And then Bills and Broncos up to a certain point. But I don't know. Like a good game. Good game. Love that stuff. So now it's just time to see if the Buccaneers can retaliate for that lost fumble.
yes, it's about time to do that. Nice long commercial break.
Yeah. I do what is it? I don't know anything else football news wise at the moment. But I guess I don't know, just to reiterate again. Really interesting how we got another Grossi raid. This is very fun.
Yeah.
Didn't think we were gonna get another.
Always gets me when I'm not thinking about it. That's funny.
I know. Like I wasn't expecting that whatsoever, and just voila, there he is.
Yeah, that'll be. I do want to go back and look at it. Just because.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see.
They were looking through the history between Tampa Bay and Washington, where they've been back and forth in the playoffs. Had some pretty good games for the most part, especially down to the wire. Obviously, the last time, or is it the two times that the Buccaneers played the Commanders, the Buccaneers ended up going to the Super Bowl and winning it, just depending on the year.
Whoa. So we got to return up to the 25. That's Rashad White. Yeah. So does that mean we're getting a Buccaneers Super Bowl?
Oh, depends if they win.
Yeah, they do got to win this one first.
Kind of the important part. Yeah, they got to win the game first, I would think.
Gotta win this one first. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 9:40 left in the game. Looks like we got, is that White in the backfield or is that Irving?
We got Baker dropping back, firing. Oh, wide open McMillan up to midfield.
Oh, they're responding fast.
Just like that, they're down, moving.
Moving and grooving. So letting clock wind down a little bit. Let's see here. The separation was very, very clean. Yeah, uncovered for a bit of that run. I don't know what they were doing here. I think they were just trying to guard the whiteouts.
I don't know.
But yeah, finding that soft spot on that defense. We got Otten going to the top too. Or never mind.
Got a handoff to Bucky. He's got some room. He stays on his feet, and he's gonna get 6 yards. There
you go. There's your power back.
People trying to trip him up around the line of scrimmage, but he stays on his feet. Just showing good balance.
Yeah, good stiff arm.
Keeping those legs underneath him.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2nd and 4 now. Kind of been workers. We're not seeing like any standout numbers really though. Because we got Baker on a keeper. He's gonna try and get to the corner. He gets wrapped up after about 3 yards, 2-3 yards.
Yeah, Baker is looking for a horse collar tackle right now.
I don't know. I thought I'll have to see. It looked like he just wrapped him.
No.
Yeah, he got something by the shoulder pad. It's just a wrap. It's one of those tackles that can look really misleading.
Yeah. He was still in bounds too, so it wasn't like a dirty hit out of bounds either.
No, it's like that spot between. It's like the one spot you can grab between the face mask and the horse collar, where if you grab and pull, it can look like either. But 3rd and 2 is gonna fake it and dump it off to Cade Auden. Cade Auden stays on his feet for a tackle, and he gets up to the 21-yard line.
Clock is still rolling.
So they're well into field goal range now.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. It's coming down the wire now. I'm excited now. But let's see here. A gain of 20 there, so that brings them to 21-yard line.
He's gonna hand off to Bucky. Bucky's got room to the left side, and he puts on the brakes and gets about 9.
Sure, if you want to come join.
we had about 400 in here earlier.
Yeah, we did. We had a Grossi raid earlier. You missed out. A couple Packers fans there. Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
This is, in fact, where the depressed Packers fans come to cry.
Haven't heard much from Amber, so I don't know where she is.
So
it brings us to 1.
We're down to about 6 minutes. We're running the clock as we got a keeper, and Baker does not get it. He's stopped right back at the line of scrimmage.
They said no. Go back.
So now things are getting interesting. 3rd and 1, under 6 minutes. Let's see if the Commanders can have a red zone stop, force a field goal, and see if they can do anything with it.
Probably for a good reason. She's been chewing out the Eagles for injuring our boys. Injuries happen, though. They weren't intentional, though. It's just unfortunate events that happen.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Was there no flag?
I don't think there was.
That's crazy. So they lose about 3-4 yards.
3 or 4 yards, yeah.
Someone looked like they were not where they were supposed to be when that ball was snapped.
I need to see that replay again. Where is this?
Oh, I see.
Oh my!
The ball was snapped early, so nobody on the O line went. So that's why it looked like an offsides. So instead, now they're going to settle for a field goal.
32-yard field goal. Yeah.
See if they can tie it up here.
Yeah.
Field goal is up, and it's good.
And it's good. We got a 2020 score ball game with 4 minutes and 41 seconds left in the 4th quarter. We are winding down in this wild card game, and we shall see who comes out on top. It's very interesting. Yeah, looking back on that play, I'm surprised that nothing was called there.
Well, but, there was nothing to call.
There wasn't nothing to call, but people jumping and everything. They weren't jumping, but like, if they could get away with it, they could have. But Amber has told me to say that she is here and she can hear y'all.
Yeah, I figured she was just lurking.
Yeah, unfortunately, Amber, the Packers, they just weren't ready, and they just been injured, especially towards the end of the season. Yeah, English is hard. I will agree with that. But yeah, it's unfortunate for the Packers. There's always next year. I mean, that's all I can say right now. Jordan Love, he can only do so much with what he had. You were also playing in Philadelphia. That's hard to do. Philadelphia is a really passionate fan base, so it makes it harder to play there. So
it is. It's not an easy place to play.
Mm-mm.
Again, Jordan did not have a great game. But again, it's kind of just the way they went into the season, or not into the postseason, with just not great games towards the end of the year, inconsistent play, incomplete play because you weren't playing complete football the last few weeks, and that's the sort of stuff that you need to carry into the playoffs to win. So that's why teams like the Eagles usually do well.
All right, I won't say that out loud then. Yeah, I mean,
I already
from what I saw,
I already said it. I
oh,
feel like
you already said it. Okay.
I feel like I've already mentioned
Yeah,
that that's the case. So I just won't say who said
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. It was just a pretty rough game, all sides for the Packers. So
Yeah. Again, your defense played well, but so did Philadelphia's.
yeah,
Uh,
Philadelphia.
and
Hmm.
just I think the difference really was turnovers. I think is really what shot
Yes.
you in the foot. So
Yeah, you guys were playing the best defense in the league. There was no stopping that defense. That that uh, backfield with Mitchell and Cooper DeJean and everybody out there.
I think he was talking about
Really,
the Packers.
we were playing the best defense in the league.
Oh, maybe not. Never mind.
And so I was like, I'm pretty sure he's talking about the Eagles here. But um, I don't know. Packers are still young. They're gonna keep telling the whole world that they're still the youngest team in the NFL. But
Yeah, they got a
there's
really
a much experience there.
you got a really young roster, but it's also just a case of going up against someone who is, again, a someone who would be probably a number one seed team any other year, but
Just happened to go when there was two other teams that had a 15-2 and a 14-3 record in the same division. That's crazy though.
but Eagles again, they're just playing that the very good defense and relying on that run game. That's kind of just what they've been doing all year. You throw in some strong pass plays, mostly to Goddard. Was a decent amount
Yeah,
of it, but
got it for the most part. Yeah.
Jalen passing game didn't do much. It was mostly defense and the run game for them.
Yeah,
So
basically.
it really hasn't been your specialty, anyways. It's your run defense.
Amber, oh no. Have mercy on him.
Or don't.
Oh, okay, never mind then. All right, I guess.
Either way. All
Don't close your
right.
eyes when you sleep.
Oh, it's the Matthew McConaughey commercial.
Oh, it is.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah. It seems like a long commercial break.
Yeah, it's a very long commercial break. I thought they'd be back by now. They must be. Oh, must be trying to figure out some stuff. Yeah. So I know what was it? The game that would consider Sunday Night Football. That's not on NBC/Peacock, is it not?
I do not know what that is on. Let me look.
Because NFL Fanboy was talking about how, for some reason, that I needed a free Paramount Plus account or whatever it was.
Yeah, I
I didn't
saw
know it was
that.
on.
It would be. It's not been announced yet. I believe it is probably on NBC. I don't know if there's any more. I don't know if there's any
Yeah,
more
I mean,
NBC
we don't
games.
have a lot of news right now. We're still kind of waiting. If not, we'll have to figure something out. So
We'll look. We'll see. We'll do our
it happens.
research. We'll figure it out. Make a. We'll have something scheduled too.
Yep.
Get something scheduled.
Slowly but surely. But yes, we are getting ready for kickoff.
Kickoff is away and looks like a touchback.
Touchback.
So
I
4:41.
love it.
We got a tie ball game with 4:41 left.
Showing the evasiveness of Jaden Daniels here. some of the highlights that they're showing us. Yeah, Daniels. What was it? I saw somewhere that like what was it for Lamar at the very least? The bridge between Vic and Lamar was supposed to be Robert Griffin III. That was supposed to be like the bridge between the quarterbacks, supposedly, or somewhere I saw. It kind of makes sense, I'd say, because especially with their similar play style, can run a lot, can throw a lot of good offense. So makes sense.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, interesting. So after a quick completion to McLaurin, we have a 2nd and 5. He could have been.
RG3. Yeah.
He's like the Derrick Rose of the NFL.
Yeah.
But we got a handoff on 2nd and 5, and that's gonna go nowhere. They're gonna lose yards.
Winfield Jr. was there to push him back. There was nothing to go from there.
Robinson's just not been able to get anything really especially the second half. It's not just gotten anything going.
It's just what happens when you get a defense from the Buccaneers that just finally woke up. So
3rd and 6, absolutely, definitely a passing situation, unless they decide to run it. But you got 3:20, their running clock. They're going to take the snap, drop, throws, complete past the 50, and that's going to be De'Ami Brown again.
There's Brown.
So he's been having himself a pretty good game.
Brown for the first down. Let's go. He's been coming in clutch with some of these plays today.
He has.
I like seeing that.
That's
pretty reliable.
It's also just a nice route concept. I mean, working him underneath, can't tell, Jamison Crowder?
I think it was Crowder, yeah. McCollum was nearby. And, yeah, it was McCollum. Anyway.
We're going to have first down handoff to, I believe this is Eckler, and now it doesn't get anything.
Maybe no loses room a yard.
I believe he got back to line. But there's no room to run. O-line's just not giving him any space, which is probably what's making it as difficult as it is. I mean, again, they had a run game that was working really well earlier in the year, and it's just not been a lot of space. As we're going to take this to the 2-minute warning.
All right.
So we got 2 minutes.
2 minute.
Commanders are nearing field goal range.
We're getting pumped.
This is, I think, probably the most exciting game we've had so far.
Yeah.
Or at least most of the nail biter.
Yeah, I agree. But what was it? We have how many games until the end of the season? Like weekends. We have Divisional, championships, and then the Super Bowl. Only 3 more weekends.
There's Pro Bowl weekend.
No, Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl.
So
Pro Bowl
4
weekend,
more.
4 more technically, but yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we get to start doing off-season talk. We get to talk all the free agents.
Woo!
Get to talk draft. All the fun. It's gonna be a great time.
Yes, sir. Then we could start doing some other creative stuff. We can start working on other stuff that we've been thinking about starting up again, and see if we can expand our skills in acting.
Skits.
Maybe. We shall see. But yeah, 2 minutes left.
Shall see.
Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, I'm gonna stick with my pick of the Commanders. I thought they were gonna come out looking a little bit better, but I mean,
I mean,
Buccaneers have made some
first
mistakes,
time
and
back. So.
it is. And again, you have like you still have a rookie quarterback. It's a new team. A lot of new pieces, new coaches. It's a lot of new. So first time in the playoffs, there's going to be some bumps in the road, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how it works. So I don't know who I want to win more. Like I chose the Commanders because I like them a little bit this year more than the Buccaneers, but that doesn't mean I don't like the idea of Mayfield and Evans and all those players getting another shot
Yeah.
at the playoffs. So
There's a lot
we'll
of
see.
there's a lot to like with a lot of these NFC teams. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
I like
Love
Baker
stories.
and Mike Evans. I like Bucky Irving, but I just really like what the Commanders have right now. Which is why I'm pulling for them. But
A lot of good
Commanders
stories, good redemption stories too.
2nd and 10 from Tampa Bay's 45. We got a completion, and oh, there it goes, Austin
Whoa!
Eckler across the 30.
Oh my!
That's what he does well. I mean, he's good in the pass game, and he can obviously run. He's a running back.
Wow. Obviously, they're going to let the clock burn out a little bit if they can, unless Tampa Bay calls a timeout here.
I mean, I'm curious to see
But
if they're just going to play field goal here, if they're going to try and keep moving.
I mean, I'd try to burn as much clock as you can, especially with how far into the red zone you are right now. Yeah, Tampa Bay calls their first timeout
Does
here.
call their first time out.
So, there you go.
So now we're down to 2 timeouts each.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay's going to start burning theirs, though. I just don't know. And, I mean, they're pointing out a good point. The Commanders' games have, again, 4 of the last 5 have come down to game-winning plays.
Wire.
Oh, that looked like it might have been a false start, but they don't call anything. And instead, you get 8 yards on the ground to Austin Eckler. He's kind of been the one moving the ball a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that they put him in. Tampa Bay's going to let this clock run for a bit. They're not calling their timeout yet. I'm just a little concerned because Gonzalez has been all right, but their kicking has not been great.
Yeah,
Since
you need to get him closer to the goalpost so he can kick a better or more accurate shot if he can. But
right.
hand it off to was it Eckler again?
That was Eckler again. He gets wrapped up for only a gain of 1.
Second timeout called by the Tampa Bay.
Yep.
54 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen.
54 seconds. It's coming down to the wire. Commanders need a yard to have to set them up for a last second field goal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're the Buccaneers here. If he gets past the first down marker, like maybe you just let him score.
You might just let him score here.
I mean, your best bet, but we'll see if they have. I mean, if it's Austin Eckler in the backfield, he's an experienced guy. He might. I don't know. If you like, I feel like you take a touchdown if you get the touchdown because I'm slightly concerned with their kicking situation, their kicker situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been kind of concerning, but we'll see what they do here. I don't know. Would the best decision be letting the Commanders score? Because like, if you force them to kick, you have to rely on Gonzalez. But if he makes it, then how much time are you gonna waste?
This is the thing.
Time?
That's why I said if he gets more than a yard, because if you stop him, you can call timeout. You have 40 seconds down 3. But if he gets the first down, they're gonna run it down as low as they want and kick a last second field goal. So if he passes that first down marker, you almost because otherwise you're preying on a miss or a block. But
Yeah.
if he gets that first down marker, you almost wonder if letting him score is your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
And again, a win here is huge for the Commanders because Buccaneers right now are in a situation where they're trying to play. They're not coming out of a rebuild. They're not a young team coming out of a rebuild. They're trying to make a push for a Super Bowl. And obviously they're kind of the long odd team, but that's what they're playing for. Commanders, again, they're playing with house money. This was like your rebuild year. And This is what you got. Like, losing here doesn't cost you anything. They're playing with nothing to lose, really.
Yeah. It's 55 seconds, so they add another second. 31.
Daniels. Is that Daniels at the bottom of the screen?
It is. So. Yeah, Mariota.
And maybe a QB sneak.
Probably get him to drop off sides if they can.
I'm going to call another timeout. I was really hoping to see some trickery. That's not what I want.
Yeah. Entertain us.
Make it interesting. At least get us.
I really thought they were gonna. I really thought they were gonna do something because Daniels as a receiver is very interesting.
Well, I mean, he's an athletic guy. This isn't. Well, the thing that I was confused about, I was like, this is not the place for you to run a trick play.
No.
Like, 3rd and 1, first down to clinch a game-winning field goal.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a go for the first down. Worst case scenario, you don't get it, and you try and kick a field goal here and leave them with only 50 seconds, no timeouts. But
We'll see what they do here.
Fakes the handoff, and then he's going to take it right, and he's going to find room. That's a first down. He gets up to about the 15. They just run a PA, or not a PA boot, a quarterback boot. Buccaneers, they have no reason to call a timeout here.
They have an injury, though.
They do have an injury. They have a player down. But, yeah, at this point, there's no reason to call timeout. Because Commanders can just... You call timeout, they'll just kneel it and call timeout. Well, yeah, and then they'll call timeout when...
Let's see what they do here.
But Daniels, a clutch run. You got to be excited if you're a Washington fan. Because...
Yeah. This is the most hope you've had in so long.
This is your rookie.
Yeah.
And he's coming out making clutch plays like that. Oh, well, there goes their timeout.
They called a timeout?
I think they...
What do they do?
Technically had to with the injury.
Yeah, I guess. But...
Again, it doesn't matter because they're gonna most likely just run this
down.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, you said, oh.
Yeah, I got bumped around, but they're gonna call a timeout with probably about 3 seconds, and this is gonna come down to a game-winning field goal from Zane Gonzalez.
Yeah, there's Mayfield there. Kind of feel bad for Mayfield. I want him to get far, but like,
this wasn't the team. This team wasn't ready.
No. Yeah,
and
Todd Bowles has not been that guy of a coach. Like, he's not been the coach that I think he's really cut out for this team.
And there's your timeout with 2 seconds. Yep. So out comes Zane Gonzalez. Are we gonna get overtime?
I hope not.
And if you're the Buccaneers,
that's what you want, but 52 and a 22. So he's had everything, and everything so far.
Really can't get his hair right. So. Really couldn't get his hair right.
Apparently. Yeah, he's just trying to adjust for everything.
All right. To advance to the divisional round,
They give him 3 seconds.
3 seconds, usually about when they call timeout. Usually what they'll set up for a last-second field goal. Zane Gonzalez, 3 seconds for the win.
All right, here we go.
To advance
37-yarder
to the divisional round. Snap is up, kick is up, and doinked, and in. We have another Sunday night doink in for the win.
Wow.
Oh my. Ooh. I had to make that one nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Doinks almost never go in. First playoff win since 2005. And it was against the Buccaneers. Well, there you go. These two teams have been off and on. Like, whenever they play in the playoffs, they've always been good games. And this was a great game.
It was a good game.
Down at the end.
Yeah. I can't wait for Chiefs fans to come in and say, "Oh, look who else made one off of a doink." And
I had to go and mention them, huh, Will?
I mean, what are you gonna say? I mean, it's a doinkin'. But no, yeah. I mean, and that is lucky. It's pretty much the same thing, but flipped. Oh
my gosh!
Flipped as a lucky kick, but oh boy, they pull out a win. And again, you go 1 year, and you're way further than anyone ever expected you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Good
now
for Washington.
Yeah.
I was already.
What do you think?
I was already thinking about it before the kick even went through.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. Let's see what happens to him. He's not the guy for the Buccaneers.
He's not a bad coach, but he doesn't give you a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of questions they have to answer. And that's going to go, a lot of it's going towards the defense, which is why I think Todd Bowles needs to go, is because your defense has been extremely disappointing this year, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But
they could do so much better, but they just have not been able to.
I mean, it's a year where your offense is, I mean, Baker was considered a Pro Bowl snub. Whether he actually deserves to be in there, that's a different question. But he had a very good year. Your offense played well. You did it with a lot of injury, like with some just significant injuries. Yet you go in there and your defense is the thing that kind of crumbles. Or just has issues this year. Your offense, I mean, they made one mistake. They had one turnover. Yeah. And other than that,
that turnover.
I think they scored on almost every other drive. With maybe, I think, one punt, one turnover, and other than that, they scored, I think, on every drive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been all scores. They've been very long drives, too. They're not... I mean, not like the 1-1 situation, so
your defense lets you down again, and also again, like you didn't win your division super comfortably either,
or convincingly either. It was a very sloppy towards the end, so they got a lot to improve on.
I think you look at it again with the idea of like this team could be a team that could go to the Super Bowl, and I just don't think Todd Bowles gives you that.
No, unfortunately not.
He still brought you to the playoffs, but
can he get you any farther?
Your goal isn't to make the playoffs. Your goal is to win Super Bowls. So you need a coach who you feel confident can win you a Super Bowl. I don't think it's him. So
basically, don't be Mike Tomlin. recent Mike Tomlin
Or Mike McCarthy.
or Mike McCarthy.
But
One of the two.
yeah, preferably not either of them.
Yeah. But that kind of wraps up this whole live stream then. I mean, great game, great football. Very few mistakes, and when they did have mistakes, they changed the outcome of the game overall. So it's very entertaining to watch. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Commanders will take on the Lions. And the winner of the Vikings-Rams will head to Philly.
Well, that'd be scary.
And, we actually have times for these. And it does look like the Bills-Ravens is the 6:30 Eastern time game on Sunday. Sunday, 6:30 Eastern.
You said which game?
Bills-Ravens.
Oh,
so maybe
we will get to see.
We got a little.
Maybe we will see the Ravens and Bills play together or play against each other on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that's what we got. We got a little me versus Wilkins on Sunday Night Football.
There you go. There
The
you have it,
rematch,
folks.
too. Well.
Yeah, I mean it's great time. I mean, got to see some good football. We got another Grassy raid. We got to do another live stream. I showed up for the entire game this time instead of struggling with technology for half of it. We love it, but that's just how it all works. So
here though. So
we up in here.
Tomorrow night is the last game of the wild card round, and then we'll have some videos coming out this week and a live stream next week. Next Sunday.
Yes, sir. Next Sunday.
At least that's the plan. We'll have to see. Not the plan.
I would hope so.
But it was a great game.
Tim.
Hey, Tim. Love to see you too. How you doing?
You were lurking?
Oh, you were lurking. I see. Like a few
All
people
right.
I know. It's fine. But
Jeez,
glad you all
have to
were
call your friends out. Yeah. But I guess that kind of wraps up everything then. So
yes, it does.
GG from BC fans.
Oh.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
Boston College. Yeah, it's a great game. I was so scared that we were going to lose that towards the end. Typical Husker fashion, but we didn't. So I'm surprised that happened. It doesn't feel real.
Yippee.
But yeah, you guys were very close. I was a little scared, I'm not going to lie.
We needed it more.
We should have gotten at least another touchdown, but we didn't.
We needed it more.
Yeah, we definitely needed it more. So, well, unless you have anything else, Will, then we'll kind of...
No. I think we're going to get out of here. So.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, new people who have joined the channel, and we hope to continue to entertain y'all and give you more football insight and stuff like that. So.
Yes, absolutely. So.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Good night, Tim.
Good night, everybody.